little bit of fun around here. Sharif just said, oh, yeah, for sure. But we'll be back at 2 o'clock. Great day today. I mean, Tesla, I think, has a chance. It's trying.
Well, it better.
It's holding the wedge. It's trying to break that wedge. But let's go over to the midday. Have a fun one, everybody. Joey Options and Sharif. Go get them.
It's not that song anymore. Here we go. Boom! Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That right there is your boy, Joey Options, and I'm Sharif. And YouTube. Talking to you, YouTube. Hurry up. Bring everybody on over from the other stream. Shout out to the OG Darwin, the world's greatest mod. Bears versus Bulls. We got Miggy Mog Mo, Cristobal, Cool Man. And we got Travman, Jose Coronado, Oscarito, Sunderjeet, Rev Boost, Racer X9, and Paul Goodson. How about Brown Lighting and Haitham Yassan? Happy birthday, sexy. He's talking to you.
I don't know who said that.
I think he is, bro. Max. We got Blue Arrow, D. Westermeyer, my man. We're gonna talk about that. My man D. We got who else, man? Felipe, Luis, Apple King, Jennifer. We got Dewey, Fulton Burke. I'm gonna have to slow this thing down, man. Dick. Tracy, Yellow Berry Man. All right, Greg Moore, Josh D. Sharif's left bicep right here, baby. I got a long shirt on today. Boot Burner, Nima, Ahmadi. We got Gray Worm. They're brown, bro. We got Parzi, Chris Brown. Nephew, the capital P, Kalua. Rogelio, Concepcion, Christian, I can't say your last name, Sammy Boy, we got Hina, Altaf, we got Ahmed, we got Rainmaker, Big Finesse, Big Smile, Burdette, he gets an animation, bro. Global present. I don't know what that means. Big smile. You're a liability. I love you. Love something or another. We got Fabe, Jay Lee, the OG. We got the Piper, another OG. Alton, Just Trading. Mike DeRider, Young Talent to Great. Black Hawk JP. A couple of more here, Joseph. Cyber One. We got Assad. That means king in Arabic, if anybody's wondering. King Pete. Zion Lala, the OG. Angel Fonesca, and then one more, Travman. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. And just quick as you like, Adara is at the big desk.
News, Sharif. Keep an eye on Moderna, Novavax, Pfizer, any vaccine-related plays. Look at this move down in Moderna. Like I said, it's worth keeping an eye on these names anyway because Donald Trump was talking once again about cutting drug prices. But then we had comments here. I guess I'm seeing this reported on X. Apparently, the FDA is mandating trials for COVID boosters for healthy kids and adults. We get this news and this drops again. Correlation unclear, but we get this COVID-related story and we get a drop in these vaccine-related names. Also, keep an eye on Apple. Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference, or WDC here, taking place on June 9th, according to the website. So, Sharif, we got our Apple event on June 9th this year. This is when it's going to kick off anyway. I believe that's a Monday. Back to you.
They better have something to say, Adara, about Apple Intelligence, because that better not be a fiasco again like it was. It was an absolute fiasco last year. We're gonna talk about it.
I would rather them say nothing at all than and not have it ready.
Joseph,
right?
It can't be not ready, bro. This is 2025, halfway through. Chat came out November 22. We gotta move it along, bro. What's going on over here?
We gotta talk to Mr.
Oh my goodness.
Satya.
You have a ticker here. It goes by the ticker SYTA. Not quite Satya, more like Satya Nadella. So we're doing it live here on SYTA. Let's look at this one, Assassino, if we can. I've built a position into 70. I've got 74s on at the moment. I did wet the beak there at 705. It did reject 7. So SYTA up 67.5%. And if you guys go back and weasel on over to yesterday's chart, this one was running yesterday. So second day play, at least from what I know. Maybe it was actually running on Friday as well. It wasn't here, but I know for certain this one was running yesterday. SYTA, the ticker. The information is as follows. $34.5 million market cap with 65.5 million shares traded on the day with a float of 4.3 million shares. Let's find out what the short float is there. I have 3.02 million float with trade ideas and a 3.87% short float. So building the position on this one, and as you can see, This one is kind of a rounded shape. It's got that curling effect, showing you higher highs and higher lows after that early rejection at around 745. Now this one breaks my rules. Full disclosure, there's a pre-market high here that we still haven't shaken. That's a 740 high. Alas, the high of the day is 715. Why I like this one and why I chose to break my rules is because of the umpteen amount of times it's respected the 10 EMA on the 5. It's got respect for VWAP as well, consolidating there basically in the majority of the pre-market, and then zigged and zagged a little bit at the open, but up and to the right we go subsequent to that. So built a position in, extracted out half the position so far, but definitely looking, Joseph, for that 7 break and take, and then ultimately the break of the pre-market high.
Nice position retraction there, brother. So there you go, extraction. Sorry, but there we go, guys. Let's see what we got going on today. Obviously, not one of my, I guess you wouldn't know, but not one of my better days here. That's for sure. I'm red on the session. But you can see that we got extremely aggressive here on RGTI. And the one attempt, I'm like, all right, no, I'm not going to give any more swings at this, considering this is essentially a two swing trade right there, because I went full throttle on this for the move back towards the volume weighted average price and the continuation of the strength in that overall sector. But yeah, we didn't get it there, guys. So yeah, you could see I was like, okay, I'm in here, double that position, I then double that position, and then I just go all in again there. Risking a lot of units on that one trade there, but I'm happy on taking a heavy hit like that. It just didn't work out. The space was strong. The volume was there. QBTS, it was my #1 trade idea, and guess what? It's the only ticker that I didn't trade, and sometimes it just be like that. Unfortunately, but that's why you got to just stick to your guns, be patient, and you can say QBTS #1 on the list, and we didn't take anything. But yeah, I was just heavily focused on the quantum space this morning. I liked some of the news coming out, so yeah, just got to stick with those guns. Big engulfing candle here on Tesla, guys. So yeah, I'm going to be slightly conservative on the session, but we'll still pick away and see what we can get going on here. I still like Tesla for a potential short, but this engulfing candle just blew past a bunch of key levels here, and then the volume stepping in on the lower time frames as well too, guys. So yeah, I went Bart Simpson. Yeah, I did. No, I mean, you have to at the end of the day, right? I've been trading relatively good for the past month or so. So I'm like, all right, let's just take a heavy swing here, right? That's okay. Right? But I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not even worried about it at all, because you gotta, scared money don't make any money, you know what I mean? So if you're gonna try to hit home runs, you gotta swing the club, and sometimes they don't work. You guys seen the trades that we've been putting on for the past little while, so I'm like, all right, let me go heavy here today to see if it works out, and it just didn't, so.
It's okay, and as I told you off camera, I've seen this story before.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and he's worked out of it before, so yeah, I'm just gonna let him do it.
Anything to grind out of it, chip away, as I like to say. Chip away.
All right, guys, speaking of QBTS, I was talking to Joseph off camera about this one as well. We're involved here, just took a beak wetter through 17, but there is a seller of note. We just took them out. Here we go, 1704s. I'm waiting at 5s. We got 4s there momentarily. We got 4s again. Now, can we shake into 5? There it is. We're taking out the levels. Now, I'm kind of disappointed a little bit because I got in an entry position, but as you can see, both these what are they called? Dip trades, resting dip trades went unfilled. We're long 92s. We're at 10s right now, so let's keep an eye on this one. My next beak wetter will be a little bit below the high of the day, the current high of day, ladies and gentlemen, 1730, okay? So I'm waiting at 25s. Let's see if we can get something there. Bigger seller at 10s here. So there we go. About 2,000 lots, maybe give or take, at 10s right now. Not the biggest amount of size to take out. There, we're taking them out, man. The Edge X and the EXB are the only ones that left, and they just got taken out. So 11s we go, 12s we go, 14s we go, Joseph. QBTS on the way up. It's just a little bit south of the high of the day. I'm going to try to pack my patience here. Now, these orders, these dip trades, my humble submission to you, they're less valid than they were about 2 minutes ago, okay? And the reason is, well, the 10 EMA off which they're based is dynamic. It's constantly changing. So what does that mean? That means I got to adjust my orders if I'm basing any dip trades on the 10 EMA on the 5, the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. So this one also very much like SYTA, it's kind of got that higher high, higher low situation. So you can take advantage of that by building into the position. But, you know, ideally we get that aggressive clearing of 17, which doesn't seem to be forthcoming. We did work our way currently on this candle up into 17.15, but down below 17 we go again, trying to hold that level. Still involved, guys, with SYTA. I built my position into this one. I've got one more dip trade here that's just front running that 60 penny level that's gone unfilled. All other three dip trades did get filled, so we'll see which way this cookie crumbles. SES as well, right before we go to Adara. I know she's got something for us at the big desk. This one on the way up. Now it is south of $1, but it is knocking on the door of $1. It's not the biggest percentage winner on the day, about 10.5%. But as I've said many times before, these trades are completely different north and south of $1. Let's see if this one is able to work up there, Adara.
But now here in JKS, this one, as you can see here, got a little bit of a spike. That is Jinko Solar. Yes, Sharif. So Jinko Solar is on watch here. I'm seeing this note on X circulating. Apparently, U.S. is finding solar imports from Southeast Asia injurious to the U.S. industry, and apparently this is going to be setting the stage for putting some tariffs on Southeast Asia solar imports. So Jinko, not a ton of volume on this, about I think 300,000 shares, so nothing significant. I checked some of these American solar names; they're not moving too much as of right now, but FSLR, ENPH would be names to look at with regards to this catalyst. But Jinko definitely making that move again, pretty light volume, and we'll send you back to the Bash Brothers.
Yeah,
that
one I've been watching a long time, like 5 years. Jinko Solar.
Jinko Solar.
There's two Chinese solar stocks that I watch: DKS and JKS. I think the other one. I'm just going to give it really quick before you start your spiel. DKS, I think, is the one I put it under my solar watch list.
That's Dick's Sporting Goods, no?
Oh yeah, that's Dick's Sporting Goods. Sorry. So it's oh, I don't have it here, Joseph. I'll have to come back to that one, but I thought I had it.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. Let's see what we got going on here, guys. Some potential DQ.
That's
DQ.
it. Yeah,
Dairy
DQ.
Queen. All right, nice.
Get yourself a Sunday now.
Ooh, a Blizzard. I'm a big score with Reese Blizzard player guy. But you gotta earn that one there, Sharif.
Oh yeah,
you gotta hit the gym for that. But yeah, let's see what we got going on here, guys. I do believe that we can get some shorts going here on Tesla. Why? Let's pull it up from a daily standpoint to kind of see what's going on. It's taking a while to break down, and I don't think we're going to get any massive form of breakdown, but if we can break some of the day's lows, you can see from a daily standpoint, we're just sitting at the top of the range, right? So we're just range trading right now. We made a little punch through, so kind of the objective is to head towards the bottom end of this range here, guys. But yeah, it's just another inside day. We're consolidating right here between this 351 and 333 area. So it's a sideways chop, but if you're looking to sell the tops, I think that'd be a good idea here. I mean, we've been on a monster run, so I'm expecting some form of pullback, even in the likes of NVDA. The thing about strong stocks is that at any given moment, you can get a buy program stepping in, and then you can go on that on a monster run. But yeah, I mean, coming from the bottom here, the April bottom, we're up about 53% on NVDA, and same with some big numbers on Tesla as well too, Sharif. So I think a pullback would be relatively healthy. I want to see something around 5% or 2.5 to 5%, roughly around those areas. Again, yeah, I'm not going to be chasing anything up there. I'm already positioned well in a lot of these names, waiting for some pullbacks for a reload. And from an intraday standpoint, just waiting for the break of some key consolidation phases here, guys, and that's going to be in the likes of Tesla. Which direction is it going to go, and which way the volume is going to step in, and that's kind of our job to discover that and keep an eye out for it. I will note that we are slowly starting to form a turtle shell type price action right there, so we'll keep our eyes on Tesla for the breakdown, but let's see what Adara's got for us.
I have a nice push to the upside for Moderna. Keep an eye on Novavax and Pfizer as well. So I reported that headline earlier. Moderna actually dropped on it initially. FDA here with some, initially it was just worded as different mandates here with regards to these COVID vaccines. I'm reading the article here from CNBC, and it's worth noting this actually is from the FDA itself. They released these guidelines, so it's not a report, but I'm just reading through the CNBC, I guess, look at the FDA guidelines. So these are going to be different standards of evidence for approval for COVID boosters. So it's a little bit easier to get these boosters if you're over 65 or if you're under 6 with underlying health conditions, it'll be a bit easier to get the vaccine. But if you are from age 6 to 64 and you're healthy, it's a bit harder to get approval for the boosters. So kind of a mixed catalyst here. mRNA was very confused, initially dropping to the downside on this. Now, great move here in today's highs for mRNA. Again, Pfizer, Novavax would be 2 other tickers to look at, as well as AstraZeneca. Back to you.
Well, let's let everybody know the short float on this. I don't know if Adara mentioned it there. 17.58% on Moderna.
No way.
So almost 16%, guys. We could see a squeeze here. Be careful with key levels like the 30s. You know, we're awfully close. This is going, Joseph, 11%. Wow. I was just telling Joseph off camera, I want to hear less about COVID. I want to hear nothing about COVID. I don't want to hear more about cancer and how your mRNA technology is going to help these kind of societal ailments. I'm sick of hearing about COVID. I don't think it afflicts many people anymore, or to the extent that it did before. So come on, guys, like let's let that page go. Let's close that page in history and get to something that's a little bit more important, like this cancer issue that we've been having issues with, Joseph.
Yeah, very much so. I agree with you 100% on that one there, Sharif. Let's see what we got going on. That one signal on RGTI was pretty good. I didn't take advantage of it. It got a small, about 10-cent move there. Would have to go extremely heavy to make anything of it. Now we're starting to pull back. Yeah, and that's kind of the game plan here on Tesla. You guys, you can see we're still consolidating, not too much going on. So complete inside day, a lot of sideways movement here. So you have to be extremely patient like I'm doing here. You can see I got aggressive earlier at the start, and then I got stopped out quite a bit there because I was fairly aggressive, and then I punched there. Got a little bit of a move there, and I tried once again for that breakdown, but we're holding up 15 relatively well here in Tesla. That's going to put us around that 340, 345 level to be exact, right on TSLA. But let's pull up the options chain to see if we have any form of defense on both sides of it here. That's going to be on the put and the call side, and that's going to tell us a lot. Maybe we're just going to have somewhat of an inside day, as I mentioned before, especially if we have high amounts of open interest at key specific strike prices that we've seen that we're just continuously bumping into and not being able to breach at all. So I'm going to pull that up here momentarily. If this would load for me, that would be fantastic. Thank you. No longer embarrassing, Sharif. So yeah, I mean, 245, there's nothing outstanding. But then at 350, we do have that defense there, guys. And I mean, we had a high of 355 today, but we're really struggling to reclaim that 350 level. So right at 355, we do have 7,000 open contracts. Sorry, but 350 is what I was reporting about. It's 21,000 open contracts. So if we don't climb with momentum, then we can look at that as a possible resistance zone and maybe base a short off of that there, Sharif.
Well said, Joseph.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're doing it live right now on SYTA. Shout out to my boy Satya Nadella. We took it out there at 10 Zadera, and now we're waiting at 25s, 718 high day. We just printed that new high of the day. Prior to that, it was 15s, excuse me. So we did take out whatever seller was at the high of the day, albeit momentarily. I'm waiting at the $0.25. Let's see if we can test those levels. Now, I want to make very clear that this one, SYTA, breached my rules for small cap gapper entries. It did not take out the pre-market high. And I got to tell you the truth, that was a lapse in observation by me. I did not look at the previous part of the chart to see where the pre-market high was. That's a mistake on me. So I'm a little lucky to be up on this. Full disclosure, okay?
FD.
Pardon me?
FD.
Full disclosure. There's my guy.
FD.
All right, so we're doing it. We're taking it out here. Now, I will get more into this if we can take out that pre-market high. Guys, the pre-market high I observe to be at 738 or 737. Simple as that, okay? So we're going to keep an eye out on this one. I've got one B-quarter left. We're long 71s. I took out 10s there momentarily, but here we go. Dancing with 7 again. It's been really respectful, SYTA that is, very respectful. I want to say since it took out the 10 EMA decisively at 1030, every single print, wick, close, or otherwise, has defended that 10 EMA on the 5, the 10 EMA on the 5. So it's been very good in that way. It's up 73%. The OG Darwin in the chat letting me know that there are warrants for this one as well that are up substantially more than the equities, 125 something percent. The OG Darwin was saying this one's up 72.5%. And we've seen this story before. Shout out to the OG Darwin, who's always doing his thing, 21 on warrants. Get it, Adara. So do your thing, 21. So QBTS as well, guys. Took a couple of beak wetters there on this one. Still, this one is having a lot of issues, QBTS I'm talking about, with that $17 level to be taken out decisively. Despite the fact that the high of the day is 17.30, it is having trouble clearing 17. A little above, but mostly below. It's right back at the 10. I've got a beak wetter, or sorry, a dip trade set up at 82s, okay? I don't know if this one is kosher anymore. I gotta tell you why. Because we got a 3-candle red retracement right now on the 5. Okay. So is that part of a bigger pullback that we're gonna get here, especially with that umpteen amounts that we're getting rejections at 17? So we'll watch. I'll watch and pack my patience, see what we can get with this one. Just occurred to me, I didn't show you guys the trusty 8 over here. This is what we're looking at, guys. So TNMG obviously is going to lose its spot on the side chart momentarily. It's lost $1. It's lost VWAP. It just sucks altogether, okay? Edible as well. I told Joseph what's going to happen on the weekend. I'm playing.
I mean, we got a long weekend, though.
It's my birthday, bro.
Hey.
It's my birthday, baby. My birthday falls on one day before Memorial Day, but yeah. So EDBL, Joseph, over here breaking down below VWAP as well. This one had a good stint at 388. Now it's dropping down. It looks like it's lost VWAP. It's lost $3. For whatever reason, I observed some 50 exponential moving average on the 5 support. You got it once over here at around 9:30 right at the open, and you got it again right here at 11. So not something I typically base any trades on, but EDBL seems to have some support at that level. Also, I mentioned this one, SES, trying to break through $1 above the 10 EMA, above VWAP, so it's got a great looking pattern, but it's still south of that $1, and it's not up by much, 10.15%. And shout out to the guy who showed me this one in the chat, CLIK. 74 penny high, just dipped into VWAP now, as well as the 10 EMA. Let's see if this one holds up. They're not my favorite when they're south of $1, as I've made very clear on many occasions, but we're going to keep it on the side chart, see if we can extract any prints off this one. Joseph.
Yes, sir. Let's go. We're just waiting to pounce here, guys. So what I'm thinking here, I'll just think out loud. So you can see that we're struggling to break down. So if we are going to break down, but we're having a hard time finding the path of least resistance. So with that being said, what my game plan here is, if we get any form of liquidity grab north of this resistance zone, then I'm gonna look for some indecision prints. So it's like, okay, consolidation. Okay, we need to absorb more liquidity before we can distribute downwards, right? So what I want to see is a pop above some key resistance zones, and then a move back towards the middle of the zone, and then we can possibly enter it for a short. But I see a lot of people just printing up multiple storms in UNH. But I know we have a couple super chats here. 500 Dominican pesos.
Whoa.
Hey, good day. Could you take a look at TRIN ETF dividend yield 13% annually? Thank you. All right, Trend. Let's take a look at. Let's take a look at Trend there, Sharif. Trend.
Oh, no.
Trend. TRIN, TRIN. Let's see what this is. Trinity Capital. Ooh, okay. This isn't, so from an intraday standpoint, we would not be trading this. Sharif, I don't know how you necessarily feel about that, but
yeah, where's the price action?
There's liquidity issues, so we will zoom out. I know what you said about a dividend, so a 13% dividend, that's not horrible. I mean, on a $15 stock, you'll take that. But if that's all it's paying and offering, then I don't know about that, but if you're going for the dividend, won't complain. You can see an IPO over here in February of 21. All right, so that's very interesting. Not too much capital price appreciation here, but not horrible for a dividend. But from an intraday trading standpoint, we would not be trading that whatsoever there. So thank you there, Jedi. Much appreciated. I know we have another super chat as well, so I'll pull that one up there from my guy, Marcus Steven Johnson. Thank you for that. No message behind it, but a generous 99 cents there. So thank you, my friend. And yeah, I mean, we were talking yesterday with Mr. Marcus himself, and I was just like, yeah, man, you got to stay humble because you never know when you're going to be having a bad day and other people are having good days. And sure enough, yeah, I'm putting on a red day, but it is what it is. It's just one of more to come. But when we have a good day, we most definitely enjoy it and have a good time as well. But I mean, I'm just still slowly chipping away. That's the thing, right? You got to be precise now. We took some heavy swings. Trades didn't go our way. That's fine. Now we got to be more precise, use our precision, and look for those little moves. And then when the thesis really starts to play out, that's when we can start adding size, Sharif.
All right, guys, SYTA is the gift that keeps on giving. We just took out the quarter dollar. We're long 71s. We still got some in the bank over here. We're waiting for another move up. And oh, baby, look at QBTS. We're going to take it at the quarter dollar there before it tanks. QBTS, guys, up 30.5%. Fantastic look for the quantum name today. Was this one with the headline that I talked about this morning? Because there was one of them with a headline. It is QBTS, actually. We're going to go to Adara. I think she's got more information.
I was going to say, so it's interesting, Sharif. Two of them had headlines today. So QBTS had the bigger headline. That's the one you were referring to, so you're definitely correct there. They're announcing their Advantage 2 quantum computing system. It now has general availability. So that's the news for QBTS. But QUBT had a bit of a headline as well. Quantum computing. So they took place in a fireside chat at a JP Morgan conference. So it was the interim CEO and the CFO at this fireside chat with the JP Morgan team. So QUBT and QBTS both had catalyst, and because they're quantum names, they both have hefty short floats. I believe all of the quantum tickers have a short float of at least 20%, if I'm not mistaken. I know QBTS, I think around 22. Back to you.
Yeah.
Big Joe, yeah.
It's very thin. Can I just show something super
go
quick?
Ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
ASST. Again, someone mentioned this to me in the chat, and sorry, I suck at remembering names, so I do apologize. But Joseph, there is a flat top break here, dying to be taken out. Oh my God, what is going on there? I have to watch the book here, Joseph, to see what kind of size. Neil says it's a little thin, to be honest with you. $7.45 on this beautiful looking bull flag here, that just waiting to get taken out. This is ASST. It's up 13.75% on the day. And what I mean by flat top break, guys, in case you haven't really heard me use that term before, we just took it out. We took it out by 5 pennies.
Way.
Oh my God, there it is. 750. We just took out the flat top break. So what I mean is, oh wow, we're 10 cents higher now. But then we're dropping. Look at this. Everybody's seeing this. Everybody's seeing it. If I'm seeing it, everybody else is seeing it. It's a fake breakout. It's down now into 737, but it's still above the 10 exponential moving average. So it's technically holding on to that level. Yeah, bamboozlement central, man. With these ones, you think everything's kosher, you're gravy, everything's fine, and then you punch long, all of a sudden you're out of the money. Let's load this up. Let's find out what's happening here with ASST on the time and sales in the level 2 so we can get a gander. What the hell is this? This is a very wide spread. It was 50.
What the hell is even that?
No, look at Fabian run over. That's my guy. I love this guy, bro. His jokes.
Chill, Daddy.
We're waiting. Hold on, it's coming. It's coming, Fabian. I know it's coming. I know you got to look for it on the stream deck. But yeah, in any event, guys, wow, look at this. It is really losing the bid, guys. It popped into 750. Now it dropped all the way down to 717. So bamboozlement central on ASST. What I was saying, what the hell is even that? Is the spread on a $7 name was like almost 30 pennies there. So it was a little confusing. I know, Adara, but it's kind of tough to trade these ones here with a 30 penny spread, and this one's king bamboozler.
QUBT is breaking out nicely here.
Yeah, I just got QUBT.
Yeah, QUBT.
Take it.
All right, let's see what we got going on. Yeah, so that volume's really starting to pick up here, guys. I think I took a stab at it earlier in the day. Yeah, just for a continuation. I mean, that was a good long, strong selling out of the open, and then you get that indecision print, and just looking for that move back towards the volume-weighted average price and then north of that. But it just didn't work out for us, and we started relatively aggressive as well, too, on that front, guys. I was in love with the quantum space this morning, maybe too in love, because I think a lot of people were talking about it, and I knew that it was like, okay, it's going to wick a lot of people out. And that happened to me. So it is what it is. We just jot it down, we document, we journal, and then we look for that next trade. But QUBT looking relatively well. Bitcoin breaking out as well here, Sharif. So that's looking positive. Now back up to 59.74 roughly here. We'll pull up IBIT. I know Sweeping LH has been saying, let's go Bitcoin. I mean, we're punching through some key resistance zones, and the volume is most definitely supporting this here. We can see the strength in the time of sales as well, too. So that's a positive sign. Maybe we wait for a pullback. We are through some key areas, pull back, see that strength step in. But that's the thing. When we wait for this pullback, we want to see that selling pressure slowly start to decay, and then we can look for price to turn around once again and look to get involved on that via that way, guys. But I'm still liking the Tesla short, just due to the length of this consolidation. I have a feeling it's going to make an aggressive move. I mean, the longer the consolidation, the bigger the move can be, right? So that's kind of just what my game plan is. We're still trading below the volume weighted average price, but there's plenty of opportunities here today, Sharif.
Yeah, man. Every day I FaceTime with my mom, Dukes, and every day I'm letting her, Mom, Bitcoin 107,000. And then I'll show her the chart.
Yeah.
And be like, look, Mom, see these higher lows?
Yeah.
I'm like showing my mom the higher lows. She
probably
doesn't
doesn't
care,
want- she
bro.
doesn't-
She
yeah,
doesn't
she
want to
wants
hear
none of
about
it.
it. She's like, what is this crap?
She doesn't
right?
wanna
She's
know
like,
about
can
it.
I buy anything with it? I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to convert
we
it.
can buy a couple things with it for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So she cares very little. The reason I bring up my mom, Dukes, is because I was trying to convince my parents, you know this, I've mentioned this story before, to get into a little Bitcoin. I started with 5% of the portfolio. I said, throw in 5%. 5% goes to zero. Worst case scenario, what happens? You lose 5% of your portfolio. I've worked my way down to 1%. I said, take a 1% position in Bitcoin. Buy it and forget it. Can't do it, Joseph. She won't do it. It's like you know, they're irrational responses. You cannot argue with irrational responses because they're not rational.
It's this, but see, that's the thing. Same thing. I wouldn't even mention it to my grandma because they're just not that risk adverse. Even though it's just like, hey, listen, you know what I mean? Just, why not?
Joseph, it's 1%, my God. I'm not asking for a lot here.
Wow, Bitcoin's really moving here, Sharif.
Yeah, I was noticing.
Yeah. Let's pull up my screen here, guys, and see what we got going on. I mean, so is the quantum space. RGTI is starting to pick up some steam as well. But let's go Bitcoin, the climbing higher. Missed that breakout here, but we'll wait for that pullback. I still believe there's going to be plenty of time. If the market really starts rolling, maybe that'll just add some more fuel to the Bitcoin fire there, Sharif. But yeah, it's tough getting the parents on it for sure. I mean,
so difficult.
They just rather stick to the more conservative things. I guess I somewhat understand. I don't know. How would you feel like?
I need advice from a boomer. Boomer to boomer. Like, that's the thing. My parents are boomers, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if I want to speak the boomer's language, I need a boomer to tell me how to speak to the boomer.
So
they don't listen to me.
Let's flip the script here.
Let's flip it.
So say you had a nice little Sharif. We have a little Sharif going on, and he says, "Hey, Dad, I want you to invest in this." But you have no idea what it is. All you know is that over time it has appreciated in price. Are you gonna listen to him, or are you gonna?
But brother, wouldn't you do your homework? Like, you know what I'm gonna say to this. You know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, all right.
But you're past the homework stage. You're just in the point of life where you're relaxing, you're retired. You're like, exactly. Exactly. You're done. You're done that phase of life.
Look, man, I'm just trying to look out for them. That's all, man. Has nothing to do with me. All right. Yeah, look, Gaurav, if I show charts to anyone in my family, they think, here he goes again. I love charts. Gaurav, I feel you, brother. I feel that's the exact same reaction. They pretend to show enthusiasm. They're like, oh, wow, it's up. Mom, you going to buy it? No. Adara, what do you got for us?
Here's QSI. QSI, not a quantum company. This is a day 3 earnings play. Quantum SI is the name of the company. They do post-genomics. So this is a science-related name. They do protein sequencing, not at all quantum-related, but because it has quantum in its name, the company's name is Quantum SI, and the ticker is QSI. It is moving alongside these quantum tickers at day's highs. 17% short float, again, day 3 earnings, but no other discernible catalyst here beyond the fact that I guess it's moving with these quantum tickers, even though it's not one. Back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat saying, the boomers just, they don't want any part of it.
They want no part of it, dude.
That's fine. Leave more for us. Leave more for us.
But can I tell you, though?
Yeah.
Like, my old man, he'll listen to his friends.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. My dad's best friend passed away last December. That's not really the point of the story.
Yeah.
This guy lived and breathed Pfizer stock. Pfizer. Has anyone looked at the chart on Pfizer lately?
You know what I mean? So,
dude, and my dad's flying. He's like, "Are we gonna buy Pfizer?" He's like, saying the dude's name, his friend. He's like, he lives and breathes Pfizer. That's the thing. To me, I can say anything. It can be 100% accurate, but I'm that idiot. You know what I mean? That grew up, that got in trouble at school and stuff like that. Like, so to them, they're just not gonna.
Yeah, they're not gonna put up.
They're not gonna. They don't give a crap.
Looking to buy some more Pfizer.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, have at it, baby. I'm sure Pfizer's been far outperforming Bitcoin. Shout out to my dad. I'm sorry, Neil, I had to do that. All right, guys, we're doing it live here on QBTS. I'm done my trade on this one. We took it out at 17.25. Happy with this exit as it's dropped substantially lower now. It's about 16 3/4, about 50 pennies where we got out. I want to watch this a little bit more here. We know what the deeper retracements do on the 5-minute charts. Oftentimes, they find support at the 20 EMA rather than that regular retracement into the 10 EMA, which is putting in higher highs and higher lows. So right now, it's at the 20 EMA. If it holds up at the 20 EMA and then prints a 5-minute candle to make a new high on a closing basis, I'm getting long again QBTS. I'm also keeping an eye on QSI. Shout out to the chat for letting me know about that one. It's at the high of the day of $1.67. Get it, Adara.
Sharif, BULL. This is Weeble getting its best 15-minute volume candle of the day. And also BULLZ. That is the warrants for Weeble. How I actually noticed this moving. Weeble has better volume. Weebles, or BULLZ, trading just under 800,000 shares in the day. But be aware of this. Good look here for BULL. No catalyst, but we know this one's been on watch since its quiet company merger there. I guess now, probably a month ago. Time flies. Back to you.
Yeah,
I've seen that. A lot of people in the chat were mentioning it there, Sharif. So a big time breakout there on Bull, guys. So they were bringing that news to us. A nice indecision print at that low. That's a beautiful hammer. The volume wasn't there necessarily, but a good bottoming signal here. And that breakout volume, you can see the engulfing prints that we have as we start to approach these pre-market highs. But we couldn't break them there, guys. So we'll wait for a pullback, and I think that's would be a good idea here. That breakout volume is there. We do want to follow it. You just have to be patient now and give yourself the opportunity for price to turn around. You get that pullback, you get the price that you're looking for, and then maybe you can get that continuation to the top side there. But I mean, I want this Tesla breakdown, but I don't want to just start grabbing shares up here just in case we do get that liquidity grab above VWAP, and then that would just not be a good story for me. So I'm being patient just in case we do break through, see that false spike there, a trap, and then that move back towards the lower end of the range here. And you can see we're starting to pop up, and it's my job to just keep an eye on this volume by time profile. You can see it's really, really weak. So if we do get that kind of momentum type play breakthrough, but the volume isn't supporting it, then I'll look for the continuation to the downside. I mean, you can see first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes of the drive were really strong, but then boom, we just flushed to the downside. So just trying to follow this volume here, guys. Lot of choppy mess here in this name, but the quantum space was most definitely in play. QBTS leading the way, but Bitcoin still grinding higher now at 59.88 there.
59, yeah, I'm liking this chart on Bull, Joseph. Look at this, once, twice,
exactly.
OB. Is he here?
No,
he's not here.
No, he's not here.
OB thrice. Guys, here's the deal. Pre-market high, 6:30 a.m. Adara. Rejection of 13.19. Again, the institutional prints at 8. Guess what the high was? 13.18. And then look top right corner of your screen right there, the candle that manifested at 11:30, 13.19. There is obviously someone selling up a storm at that level. So it could be a fantastic flat top break. It's got a bit of a convoluted chart with lower lows, and then it retakes or reapproaches, I say, the high of the day. So kind of a bamboozler, I would say there. You know, definitely not one that you see often with a flat top break, but then has a lower, whatever. You know, that's what I'm trying to say is usually you ascend into the flat top break. You don't drop down, make lower lows, and then come back into the high. So quite an interesting one here on Bull. We're going to keep this one on the side chart. I think it may, especially if it breaks out, it could be absolute money. Well, definitely interested in that one. QBTS is really losing it here, guys. It broke down below the 20. It is on the way down. I perceive there to be possible support at 16.25. Look at the implied balance high at the 940 and the 945 candles. Look at the closing prints. Closing prints defend 1620 with the upper wicks going into 16.25. Here we come, where we may not have to wait long for that 16.25. This is what I'm talking about right here. The double top right at the open, that could be price action support at that area. If that area doesn't hold on QBTS, the next level that I perceive to be as a key area of support is the volume weighted average price, which at the moment is basically overlapping with the $16 level. I love when that happens, when VWAP and a whole dollar or another area of psychological support overlap, Joseph, because it kind of makes you not want, or you don't really have to DCA, okay, let me get some in at 16.25 and then I'll work my position into 16. They're overlapping. So for the moment, I'm not going to punch long, but I'm very interested in QBTS if it does find support at that implied balance high, right at 930 there. Again, the range that I perceive, 1620 to 16.25, so about 13 pennies worth of range there. This one's still dropping down and making lower lows. So QBTS still on the way down. My man Bovin, QSI. Everybody's been yelling about QSI, Bovin. Even Adara was covering it at the big desk. So let's have a look at QSI. It took out highs again. Okay, so last time I was looking at this bad boy, it was a $1.63 high. It is now a $1.70 high. So you can obviously... Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead,
okay, so no, I just wanted to point something out there. What I was referring to earlier, guys, is that I was waiting for that liquidity grab through those resistance zones, and we're seeing that displayed right now. The market's moving south, and Tesla's moving higher. Yeah, that volume may be there, but let's wait and see what price action is going to tell us. But that is the punch-through VWAP that I was exactly talking about a couple of minutes ago. Rewind it back. This is what I'm looking for here, that punch-through. And if we head back towards the downside, the market's tanking. And if we see some good indecision prints on the lower time frame, then there might be a good short opportunity here, guys, in Tesla. Sorry, Sharif, continue.
And Vibes asking me, Sharif, can I wait for SYTA to reach 671 to buy the dips? Okay, so 671 on my chart would be kind of nothing. It's neither the 10 on the 5-minute, that is, Ann Vibes. I would be looking more for dip trade and at VWAP. So let's bring in the SYTA chart. This is what it looks like right here. So it looks like it may lose 7. We've got a 4-candle lower low, lower high setup right now. So what I'm looking for is a decided loss of that, what's it called? The 10 EMA on the 5, that's that green line there. And on all my black charts, the 10 EMA, the 10 exponential moving average will always be the green line. Yellow is 20, red is 50, and then down here, blue is the 200. The white line, doesn't matter what you're looking at, will always be the volume weighted average price. So I perceive there to be support and at around that 650 to 640. Currently, VWAP showing me 640, but we know the psychological level could be that 650. So this one does look like it may want to lose 7. I'm long at 71s. Oh, it did lose. It did lose 7 quite aggressively, and here it is. Let's see if it's able to reclaim it. So that's a 4-candle, lower low, lower high setup right now on SYTA. I'd be a buyer around here. I wouldn't buy it anywhere else. It looks like a chasm of space between the 7, 10 EMA and basically that 640 to 650 level where VWAP is. So it may bounce up before that. I mean, I have no idea. I'm not Nostradamus, but I'm just trying to put the odds on my side. That's always my thinking with trading, right? And it is losing that level right now, so it's coming back down. We're still in the money on this one. Anything below my entry, that's the end of the story. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in right now so we can move up the stop there. So let me just take that out there. And then we're going to go 669, Joseph. And that's going to be the end of the matter there if it loses the bid. All right, let's load up QSI as well, 170 high. I'm a buyer of QSI if we can get into that 10 EMA. And I don't mind building my position. Like if I get in a $1.64, I'm entirely fine with DCAing into like 158. Now, the reason I say 158 is because you have some price action resistance there, but look where VWAP is, 157. So I don't mind building a position into QSI. It's a decent move, 20% on the day, something to kind of respect, but we'll keep an eye out on it, no question. Mark Susi, Sharif, can I ask your thoughts if UNH breakout today breaks pre-market high. Let's go. Let's have a look at UNH and see what it's up to at the moment. I just got stopped out for the last amount on SYTA. So we're going to go ahead before we look at UNH, and I'm going to throw an order for 650. All right, that's going to be my move. And then if it loses that 635 area, we're going to risk 15 pennies here on this trade. Then we're gonzino. So let's go ahead, put 652. We're going to do a dip trade there on my friend SYTA. Hopefully it's my friend. Let's have a look at UNH over here, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
All right, pre-market highs. What do we got here, Mark? We got pre-market highs of 326. Okay. Where is the technical high of the day? Well, we just printed the technical high of the day. That's 321.90. So 326 high. Look, we're going to have to shake that 322. Let's look at that 322. Well, where is this rejection coming from here on UNH? Well, let's have a gander at the pre-market action here to explain why we're rejecting 322. Look at this area over here. Support. 322 was a money support level, and in fact, you got to move back up into 324 after 322 was used as support multiple times over, essentially from 8:35 a.m. all the way until we lost that level at 9:25, so almost an hour of 322 acting as support. Alas, we move up and get into that 322. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's acting as resistance. So we got to clear it, Mark. Let's clear that 322, but we got a lot of levels that we got to clear. We got that 322. Then we have to deal with the previous area highs, like this one, 324. So there's a lot to kind of get over here, and I'm assuming, I don't know. It's hard to know. There are a lot of people are going to be looking short on this one, man. This has been beat up quite bad. So who knows? There. All right, guys. ASST is continuing to go here. So it showed you bamboozlement earlier. Once it took out that 745 flat top break, dropped all the way down into VWAP. That was a great buy. That's a miss on me. And then new high day, 750, or test the same high day, 755. It is a little light on volume, though. It's not the biggest volume mover on the day. That's for sure, for certain. What are we doing on volume here, Joseph? 4 million shares on a $7.50 name. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not the best. So ASST in focus here, looking to take out highs.
Yes, all right, guys. So we got that. We're in the short. The thing is, though, that volume is being sustained. So my out is very decisive. So that's the risk profile right there, guys. We got that liquidity grab through those highs. You see that momentum style move. And now we slowly crawling back over as the market was taking another leg lower. Tesla was moving in the opposite direction. The thing is, if the big names start to move to the top side, you don't want to be shorting this market. If we crack through 1525 and then sit on top of this range, then I was just caught in a potential micro pullback to the downside, and then maybe this move will be classified as genuine, and it's looking like it right now because the volume we did get that volume confirmation. It broke out on the lower time frames, and it looks like the market wants to climb higher. So if we crack this high, then I'm out of this trade, and I'm not going to be trying to short it because there might be a potential long here, guys. Holding VWAP now, you can see what was once resistance now coming in as support, and you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of that. If it is a short, this level will hold, this candle will hold, and then we'll go back into the middle of the range. As long as we continue to construct lower highs, then we'll be all right. But as you can see, we're starting to engulf and trade significantly higher, and that's not something that I want to see here in Tesla. And there it goes. It's moving to the top side. Yeah, so I don't want to be short this market right now, guys. I'm going to hop out of this trade here. Oh, no, we don't want that. We want this here. And there it is. Yeah, so I just hopped out there. Not going to be shorting against it. You can see we're sitting in some chop. That's not the best here for me. Sideways markets. That volume was confirming it was a breakout. This is a genuine move. Volume profile told us that, and we don't want to go against it there, guys. And I'll point it out one more time. You can see that volume really start to break out as we break through those key resistance zones. And now that is once resistance, now acting as support there. And you don't want to be going against that stuff there, guys. You want to start following that volume. And that's what I'm going to be looking to do. I don't want to chase it all the way up here. So the short thesis, gone. I know Katina Man's been long this name. It's not fun working, obviously, against it because you're like, go down. He's like, go up. I'm like, no, go down, blah, blah, and it's push and pull. So I'll see you later to that one. We're going to look to follow some of these stronger names. That's going to be QBTS. IBIT is strong, and Tesla is starting to turn the tide here, guys. So I like seeing this. We do have a 5-minute pullback here on IBIT. That's a positive sign. I mean, I was talking about the lower volume on that pullback breath, and that's exactly what we want to see. So now we want to see buyers really start to step in, get slightly more aggressive. Maybe we get another couple minutes of a pullback, and then we can look for the continuation and the break of some key pre-market zones right here, guys. So that's going to be around 59.90. But I want to see what the options chain is telling us, just in case there is some overhead resistance there on IBIT. And we might need some more momentum in order for us to punch through those areas. So 60 is going to be key, and obviously we're going to have some large size there, guys, because of that whole dollar. And yeah, we have 22,000 open contracts right at that 60 strike price, and we have a high of day of around 59.90 with multiple pre-market tests within that range there, guys. So there it is. Maybe wait for a rejection, but if the volume does step in and you get a move like this, you can see how we've been engulfing that range on that 5-minute print. If you get some volume to step in like that and you punch through that 59.90 level heading into the 60, then you look for that momentum play to the top side. Until then, just wait, be patient, and wait for that pullback to tell you it's time to go and take on that trade. But Tesla continuing to grind higher here, Sharif. I like that volume profile. It did tell us that there was a long there. I'm glad we got out of that short relatively quick. That's okay. And we weren't overly aggressive. I mean, we did add into that, but as soon as we punched higher, Sharif, I'm like, see you later. This might be a long here on the day. And I mean, if you want to talk about chop, look at the SPY and the Qs here, guys. It's not the easiest market to navigate. Right, like you can see that we're trading within a couple dollar range, so $2 range here from an intraday standpoint. I mean, not including the pre-market, but yeah, you got to be buying these lows and selling these tops according to this price action. But if an NVDA and Tesla really get moving, then the market can climb with it too, Sharif.
Well said, Joseph. Yeah. All right, let's put a B quitter here. 95er on SES. Couple of new positions, guys. SES long, looking for a continuation into a dollar. Fantastic hold of the 10 EMA on the 5, so no prints on that one, but we took several prints here on ARQQ, another quantum name, Arctic Quantum, UK-based company. Shout out to my main man, ADL. He's back from vacay. He's looking quite resplendent, like the noonday sun. Shout out to my man, ADL, baby. All right, here's the deal. We got into ARQQ because of a VWAP retracement. Quantum strong, got in at 64, wet the beak up into 25. It is having trouble reclaiming $25, okay? So I'm keeping my eye on this one. I've moved up my stop to a couple of shekels below break even. Let's see what this one does, keeping my eye on it. I want to mention QBTS, though, because it bounced off the exact area we talked about. We talked about implied balance high that printed at 940 and 945. I didn't take the trade. I feel bad about not having taken the trade. In any event, it comes right back into that key area of technical resistance, and this time uses it as support. Alas, it is still not printing any newer highs, nor is it above 17. We watched this one struggle with 17 while I was involved with it, so I need to see a clearing here of 17. Otherwise, it's a range trade or a dip trade off key support. Shout out to my man ADL, bro. Love you right back, homie. Great guy, all around solid dude. All right, here we go. So now we're keeping an eye now on SES and ARQQ. ARQQ looks like it's coming back in to 25s. My next profit taker, my beak wetter, so to speak, on ARQQ is around that 25.25. So let's see if it's able to make a 5-minute candle to make a new high. At the moment, it's not able to. A spread is a little wide, sadly, on ARQQ, given the volume. Only about 1.5 million shares trade on the day, even though it is a $25 name. Still a little bit light. So currently the spread is about 20 pennies, 85 on the bid. Right now it's 16 pennies. 01 on the ask side of the equation. So keeping an eye on that. Definitely interested in looking for something in quantum given the strength on the day. SES continues to kind of be a little bit slower of a mover here. I'm looking for a move into $1. That's kind of my thinking. You're at 95 pennies, essentially 95 2/3 pennies high of the day. It was a topping tail candle. It comes back in to the 10 EMA, a predictable level where you look for support, and then it finds support there. It's continuing to put in higher highs and higher lows. So I am a little bit optimistic about the price action possibility here for SES, knowing full well that it's a tougher trade south of $1. Shout out to my man Sebastian. Benton, Sharif, what's going on with Boyle, the Widowmaker? Oh boy, we're gonna have to ask the OG Jay Lee. He's the one always trading up a storm on BOIL. Whoa, Nat Gas is back. That's one of my picks for the year, even though it took a bit of a tumble there lately, but still positive on the year. Adara, what's happening up there?
What's happening here is Walmart sharply to the downside with volume. No news right now, but keep an eye on WMT. We know that I'm actually going to check True Social because we know Donald Trump has been a little bit disparaging about Walmart, saying that they need to eat the tariffs rather than making their customers pay for these tariffs. He has not posted in an hour, so it's not Trump that we can tell. But keep an eye here on WMT. If I get any news, I will let you guys know right away. But it's certainly something to be aware of with us drop to the downside. Back to you.
Really, what stood out to me this morning was at Home Depot when they reported earnings in the pre. They made it very, very clear that they're not raising prices, unlike
I know. What's up with that?
Their friends at Walmart, right? So you want to hear something else that was quite impressive? Home Depot. No one country except the U.S.
Yes.
They're will be 10%. Will account for 10%
of their products.
Yeah.
That's,
isn't that a fantastic way to diversify?
Smart. Yeah, that's smart. That's extremely smart. So, I mean, there you go. Great way.
It's like they don't even, well, maybe they compete in some things. Yeah,
there's
probably some product overlap, but you got to say they're not in the same segment.
I mean, but that's good, though. That style of diversification for your product is 10% here, 10%, or anything, nothing less than, or greater than 10%, sorry.
There you go, yeah.
A couple percent here, a couple percent there, other than in the States. But yeah, I mean, that's fantastic stuff and smart. I guess a good way to kind of swerve around some of these these looming tariff costs that might come into play. All right, guys, let's go Bitcoin.
What's going on up there?
Let's go, Sharif. We're starting to break through here. This is exactly what your boy needs as he starts.
I told you I've seen this story before. I've seen this story before.
To chip away. This is, I mean,
already,
hey,
bro.
man, it doesn't always work like this. I know we're having some fun, but guys, full disclosure, I'm green. I'm red, not green. I'm red on the day, but we're getting a big move here on Bitcoin, and this is exactly what we need to see here. So just slowly chipping away at some of these losses. And that's when we're having a good time. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at Bull for you in a minute. Sebastian Adair brought us news on that as well. So we'll bring that back for you momentarily. But we're focused on Bitcoin and Tesla just continuing to climb higher. I'm glad we got out of that short, guys. I mentioned that volume stepping in, and now what was once resistance is acting as support. But the volume by time profile most definitely said this is going to be a genuine move. Joe, get out of it. And I'm just listening to what the market is telling me. I'm not complicating anything, right? It's just, okay, yeah, you see that volume step in. We did try the short. We were going against it, but then as soon as it confirmed, I'm like, all right, I'm out of this, Sharif. I don't want to fight this trend whatsoever. So, yeah, that was the game plan. Tesla looking really good, gaining a lot of ground here and that momentum picking up. I mean, this is what a bull market is like there, guys. I mean, you get a little bit of selling, and then later on in the session, you get that aggression start to step right back in. But let's go IBIT. Let's put in a new high here. If we can tap into 60s, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, a nice punch through here. Let's keep an eye on the tape. There we go. And some new highs right there on IBIT. I'm going to take a little bit more off here, guys. Oops. Yeah, just chipping away there. This is exactly what we need to do, and having fun doing so. But, okay, I didn't get that order that I wanted, so I'll be patient more if we decide to climb. We're going to keep our eyes on that tape. But now I'm break even, right? If we get an aggressive move to the downside, I have to get out of this trade. So, yeah, let's see if we can break through this resistance. 59.95, a little bit higher of a move. Let's see what Adair is up to, guys.
Get it, Adara.
Here's the market just kind of knocking on the door of high of days for the Qs. What about the S&P 500? Looking pretty similar, though. The S&P 500, I would say, is A, much more below its day high than the Nasdaq, and B, it's clearly making lower highs and lower lows. I want to talk about Apple because I'm seeing a slew of headlines on AAPL right now, and Apple really leading this market to the upside. Apple ahead of its Worldwide Developers Conference event on June 9th, apparently set to unveil its new AI app strategy. Part of the strategy apparently will involve letting developers tap into their LLMs. So Apple here with a pretty intense AI app strategy pushing this stock to the upside. Keep an eye as well here. We'll call it 1, 2, 3 because we have catalysts to watch at all three of those times. That 1 p.m., we're going to get Google's keynote here at their I.O. conference. 2 p.m., we're going to have Tesla CEO Elon Musk sit for a CNBC interview. And then at 3 p.m., we're going to keep an eye on these defense plays like Palantir, Boeing, LMT, and RTX, because we do have Donald Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth set to make an announcement. People are speculating it's about the Golden Dome. So 1, 2, 3, just make it really quick and simple with that. Google, Tesla, and defense plays. But honestly, this whole market is certainly on fire, especially with this Apple app-related story now pushing things to the upside. With that, we're going to send you over to Neil and his lesson of the day. Take it away, Neil.
If you can't explain it, then you don't have a plan. And I think one of the things we always try to do here, the lesson of the day today, is we like to follow the trend or follow a setup. And if you don't have something setting up for you, then just don't do it. And I think Tesla's like the perfect example. Sharif just walked by and we're pointing out QBTS. I want to talk about that one as well. Look, Tesla, there was a good plan because we saw the 350 break last time. We saw it fail the 350 break. We saw the dip buy work to a certain extent. And that was early on, it was great. Like the breakout, it broke 350, got the scalp, it then comes back into the prior highs, and then you dip off of those. It never loses the view up. You get the rush. It does a topping tail rejection, so it's like, okay, good out there. At that point, it's like, oh my goodness, I think we just managed to hit the open perfectly on Tesla. And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, let's look for the continuation off VWAP. Yeah, VWAP's here. I see it. It's a red line on this chart. But does anything happen? What's the plan if it comes? I mean, I'm just bid in front of VWAP and then we're going to get out. What? Where is the setup? Like, where is the reason why this looks like a long at any point? Now, I understand when it gets to the bottom and you get this bottom, you take a quick little shot at the pre-market low there, but there's bottom and tail candle. There's another plan long. Does it hold that low? Yes. Oh, then add to it. Oh, wait a minute. Now do we have some higher lows playing in and some wick bottoms? Add to it. Find support. Play into the volume weighted average price. What do you have next on Tesla? By the way, Tesla's pulling back into that wedge top. Then it started making a wedge. What did I tell everybody before we came back on? Hey, let's play the wedge on Tesla. Well, instead of waiting for it to break, I decided to play on the wedge, which I'm also going to dip back into here. And that comes down to, instead of guessing or hoping or whatever, have an actual entry. Like, if you like it so much or you think it's so good, then you should be able to formulate a plan of action. This, utter nonsense to be getting in. And that comes down to, I'll go over to IBIT as well. Like, this had no clean trend except for down. Well, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, what were you doing all morning long? Nothing, 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 nothing. What does that look like? That's a reversal. So start going long. Dip, work. Have to fight something. You can get out. You can get back in when it sets back up. Then realize, hey, VWAP's not the level here, right? Like, adjust on the fly. What's it holding after that trend up? It's holding 59.4 on IBIT. So instead of playing the volume weighted average price, which I did twice, note where it's holding and don't get in till it holds that level. And then suddenly, well, VWAP worked here too, so I guess both would have worked out for you. But that's the level of patience that you need. And then Sharif had a perfect example of it again on QBTS. Now, granted, I'll slap the fail for not having QBTS at other levels. I said if it lost VWAP, look for a pullback into 14. It went to 14.5, so I missed it. And then it did a higher low. It's like you should have, I mean, it is what it is. Missed it. But it did break out. And there's the prior high. So what's the play? I like resistance turning into support. I like the volume weighted average price. I said first available dip setup, you take. Dip into the prior high, take it. Goes to the top, doesn't break. Dip into the prior high, take it. Hold into the top. I'll do it again. Dip into the prior higher VWAP, reversal, take it. And then get in, get out, and you don't have to worry about just, oh, where's the bottom going to be? And you know what? If you miss those trades, so be it. Like, if I don't get back in on Tesla, that's fine. You know, Tesla's a great stock today. Ultimately, that was not a good trade, but, you know, as long as you have a solid plan of action, get in, have the ability to hold it to at least some kind of a reasonable exit point, you should be fine. But it's like eliminating this. That's the big deal. By the way, if we're having issues with the stream and you guys can still hear me, we're working on it right now. Certainly be able to hit the refresh. That sometimes will help. But the overall lesson here is you need to have a reason to get in that is more than I think the stock is a long. Because if that's all you have, then you're not really trading. right? Like you have a bias. It's like you have an idea of a stock that's in play, and you need to formulate a plan of action. And ultimately, I like the stock as a long gets you into trades like this on a hammer bottom instead of the ones where it's now established something to work off of. And you can be like, that's an entry missed, that's an entry missed, could have had more in here. Like if you like it a lot, why buy all this nonsense and why not be buying this? It's simple. We talk about being patient often, but this is what you should like, not loading. And don't get me wrong, it would have worked if you just bought all the way into the bottom. It holds a prior day high, and great, now you're back to 350. You make money on that trade and you win. But if you lose buying all the way down, you're losing more than you make. If you wait for the absolute low to get tighter stopped entries, the 44 down here gives you less than $1 stop. Buying on the trend and playing it to the prior low gives you $0.50 stops sometimes. Tight stops to play those bigger moves. So wait for something to set up, and if you don't have a setup, you don't have to trade until you develop something. Good luck, everybody out there. I think Tesla's got room to rally. QBTS back at that 17 level. Don't sleep on NVIDIA now holding above VWAP. And of course, with that Apple news, suddenly the market's looking a heck of a lot better. But just because it looks like a long doesn't mean you don't wait for a long setup. Setups rule the day. You should be able to explain why you're getting in, where you're getting in, what would make you wrong, have an idea of where you might take profit, and here comes back into the test of the wedge for Tesla. Let's go.
Tesla.
Love that.
I'm gonna pull back here.
That's all you there, man.
Tesla, I'm not in it anymore. I'm in I bet. Yeah, I switched.
Okay.
If you know me, I'll hop out of that ship real quick and go to another one. Flip the switch easily. I mean, hey man, it's only business,
enough,
nothing
baby.
personal.
Absolutely.
It's only business, nothing personal.
It is. What are we doing out here?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, guys, let's pull up my chart here and we can take a look at what we got going on here on iBit. Chief was just telling me we hit 106, I believe, there momentarily, and now we're starting to pull back in. But I mean, when you're chipping away, guys, and you're getting aggressive, you just need to take what the market is giving you. It's tougher to sit through some of these pullbacks, right? Like I'm working with a very, very narrow window. When you guys see me, I get to hold on to my positions and gather the whole trend. That's not the case. I want to, but what needs to happen is that these just need to work out relatively quick. Otherwise, I'll be in trouble and I can't hold things too much against me. So Joe, make a play. It's your birthday. Happy B-Day. Thank you.
Thank you. You're a Cuspian? I didn't know you were a Cuspian.
Yeah,
May 20th.
May 20th.
Okay.
So there you go.
You relate more to your bull side or the twin side? I'm just throwing
twin side.
Hey,
I'm just throwing something out there. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So people born in between two zodiac signs.
Okay.
So kind of like people born on the border, kind of finding
Well,
themselves on the Canadian-American border there.
I'm a full-blooded Libra right there, brother.
Yes, I know. Love it.
Patrick, I'm not in Tesla anymore, guys. You can see my positions. I'm not sitting in anything. I mentioned the short earlier. Adam Dulles, I seen what you said. I mean, we're getting that big move, but I don't want to short it, especially because that volume was supporting that breakout, and that's why I got out of this was my risk profile, and I just got out exactly when I was supposed to. You don't want to hold these trades all the way through this, because if you start to squeeze, then you're not going to be having a good time, right? And that's not what I'm here for. I want to have a good time. So that's exactly why we get out when we're supposed to, and then we look for that next trade, which led me to this iBit trade, right? So, and that's the thing. You always, unless you're swinging for the fences and you're prepared to accept what you're about to do, then don't be doing things like that. Give yourself enough ammunition to put on that next trade, and that's exactly what me getting out of Tesla allowed me to do here in iBit.
Sorry, can I just one
absolutely,
second?
absolutely.
Trying to.
So Sean Higgins, that's funny. That's my family's maiden last name, Sean.
Hey.
Yeah. But just refresh, and I think everything will be okay after that there. But I mean, QUBT is back at VWAP, so is RGTI. We're getting that pullback here in Tesla as well. We're holding the volume weighted average price relatively well, but just look at the overall market here, guys. This is not good PA. We can zoom out and see what we got going on from a daily standpoint, and we have an inside day. I mean, we know we got that Moody's downgrade yesterday, so now we're just sitting inside of yesterday's price action. So in order for us to kind of break through this, I want an open above 522, and then maybe we can continue to the top side. But just look at it, it's like gap up, gap up, gap up. At what point is the market going to breathe to the downside? And we have to be prepared for that. I mean, we're only three just 3.5% from those all-time highs in the market. So I'm expecting a pullback, maybe back into 493 roughly. I mean, that'd be a nice move. And then I think these dips are going to get bought up really, really quick there, Sharif.
All right, guys, we're doing it live right now on SES, taking out the prints. We're at the high of the day. I've got one beak wetter left on this one. It's approaching that dollar, so it's going to be a bit of a different trade north and south of that dollar. So keeping my eye on the squeeze potential here for SES. As I mentioned, we're at high.
Nice trade.
Thanks, bro. 97 pennies right now. Joseph knocking the door. We just took out 97, and here comes the squeeze. All right, so we're going to get a squeeze likely into that dollar-ish area. We know how this one works. It's a different trade north and south of a dollar. So there's going to be algos that won't touch this, so money won't participate in this name until it clears that dollar given to us, that piece of information given to us by that fantastic small cap gapper trader you always see in the morning, Luis Barbado from the Barcelona office. Shout out to him. And he always gives us kind of like background or inside information into how these bad boys work. In addition to the algos not touching this south of a dollar, there's also the 4 decimal places that we post at south of that dollar. That means there's more room or more levels at which to post sell orders, making it a bit of a thicker trade. So we're going to keep an eye out on this one. Notionally, obviously, it doesn't make a difference. The amount of money that comes in south of a dollar could be basically equal to the amount of money that comes in north of a dollar. It's a practical issue, not a theoretical issue that we're talking about here with SES. So trying to pack my patience in with that one. Quite happy with how I executed my trade on ARQQ, but when it goes like this, you feel awfully stupid, right? You get in at the bottom, you take out profits on your way up, just didn't have enough, and then it got the squeeze right at 12.05. This thing moved $1 in one 5-minute candle. It was holding up at $25, and within one candle, it moved up $1.25 into that $1.25. So ARQQ, it's on that good stuff right now. That stuff that's illegal on this side of the border. Anyway, $26 is where it's trading at right now. Let's keep an eye out on this one. Oh, baby. There goes SES, almost at that dollar now. I won't be posting at $1. Usually these ones, they'll squeeze above $1 by a couple of shekels. I'll wait for the money fills in and around there. Also, ASST. Fantastic. Where's my ASST chart? There it is. All right, so this one, bamboozler in chief, okay? This is the bamboozler in chief. Why do I say that? I was going to put a dip trade at 750 to 740. Why? Because we had that 745 flat top break that we saw get taken out in real time. So it's like, all right, it's a former area of resistance, gets cleared by some distance, 795 the high, 50 penny clearance. Let's use 50 pennies as support. I didn't put the trade in. I forgot. I went to the washroom. But look at what it did here. It blew through 50. It blew through 40. And it dropped all the way down to 35. So if you're getting in at, say, 50s and you're giving yourself 10, 12 penny stop, you got stopped out. And then look what it did right after. Boom to the high side. Right back into that 7 3/4. Can we take out 8? This current candle that we're in right now is a bearish engulfing candle because the candle prior to that was red, and it's engulfing the price action from the top side and the downside. So if I was to get in here, I literally have to give it to prior bar low, which is at 735. I'm not going to do that. So I don't think it's a good entry level for me at the moment. I will keep my eye certainly on ASST. Fantastic. Oh, come on, ARQQ. Look at this, Joseph.
Oh, no.
Oh, no is right, bro. Look at that. Taking out levels.
You had the good one on ASST, though.
Yeah, this one, oh, my goodness. Look at this. Here we go. SES at $1.
Yeah, SES.
Time to flatten out there. We're going to take it out now. SES, big boy breakout to the high side. Looking good. Joseph, bro, you're killing me, bro. There it is. We took out, there's big boy size now at the dollar. Observe the right side of the level 2. Each and every one of those is a lot, right? So lots are in thousands, so keep your eye out on that. We've got many different lots, even though notionally probably not that much because it's a dollar trade. But I'm waiting for this to clear that dollar, and then we'll certainly get involved there. Guys, QBTS ARQQ, they're all rocketing to the high side. Quantum's in vogue right now, and everybody and their mother's third cousin and their dog is trading this. QBTS just took out the high of the day, 1747, Joseph. ARQQ just took out the high of the day, 2682. I don't know what QSI is doing. We're going to have to remove edible over here. We'll save that one for the weekend. Where's QSI?
Oh, my God.
Up into 1 3/4.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's my birthday weekend, baby. And I don't drink, so everything's good.
Yeah, there we go. That's bang.
Oh, Neil, you don't say. You don't say there, Neil. There it is.
We know what Neil's
There it is.
up to.
I just said.
We know what Neil's up to.
Nah. Neil's he is a dad, and he's
he's a dad, man.
Yeah, so we gotta be yeah. All right, guys.
Even more reason.
You think so? All right, you're gonna have to take that up with him because I tried to get him to wear the hat,
Neil's after
and Neil's like, no, it's not my brand. I completely respect that. Jay Lee. $27 incoming on ARQQ. And I want to shout out Jay, by the way. Jay was telling us to go long on this name south of 15. Yeah.
Jay Lee said go long?
Yeah, I know, right? Jay Lee. Jay, you built yourself a reputation as a perma bear. Even Joseph Wilson can't believe you said to go long. No, Jay, he wasn't always this way. Okay. I think he's just taken an honest position, which is the market is going to get hurt by tariffs. So he has a bias short. He wasn't like Big Spile, where it was like everything is short.
Yeah, like short everything.
Shout out to the OG.
Okay, oh man, we're short some QBTS. Again, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, guys. Like, why am I shorting probably one of the strongest names? But I just got to go with what these signals are displaying themselves. Okay. So here we go. Potential move right there. All right, so we're getting this breakdown. You can see we held that to a T. This is exactly what we need to see here, Sharif.
Why are you
just
laughing?
Chiseling away, brother, because you know how we do, man. We come from the depths itself and just slowly chiseling away here. Oh, we caught that fill. All right. Good look here. Nice little scalp for your boy. All right, we're taking another move to the downside. And this is what I want. This was the indecision print, a nice big volume print compared to what we've seen for a couple hours here, guys. And at an extreme high, a big exhaustion move here. And now getting that move to the downside, I did take off 66% of that position on that flush down. I'm going to take another half off here just because I want to lock this in as I chisel away here, folks. So it's going to be definitely a tougher session. All right, now I got to flatten out. So there we go, another little move here, a scalp. I don't even have that chart up for you guys. I apologize for that. QBTS, I'm so fixated. What happened? What signals did I see? Yo, Joe, wow. What's up? Is someone in the chat?
It's a spiled one, man. What do you think, man?
Oh, Michael DCA. Oh, don't say that. That's not nice. What do you say? Short.
No, big smile,
freshly.
man. Big smile.
I don't really get it. I don't get it. Oh, okay.
Man, I told you that picture that I put of me and my mom Dukes for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
He didn't say, "Oh, nice picture with your mom."
Yeah, he
wish your mom happy Mother's Day. He's like, no. Did Barber who did your soul patch do your eyebrows in that picture too? I'm like, bro. I mean,
you know.
No, man. Wow.
I just had to ask.
Crapped on.
No, it's not. It's just a legit question.
Wow, I love this guy. Shout out to Big Spile Burdette. Short like them freshly groomed graduation eyebrows. Shout out to my man. Always trolling me. I still love you, Big Spile. What do you got over there, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm out. So I know, but I got that little move to the downside here, guys, and then that's it. We squeezed right back out. So I'm happy to just take that little scalp right there. And I told you that's what you're gonna see a lot of this from me. I'm a trend trader. Usually I try to look for the bigger moves, but where I'm sitting at from a position standpoint, I don't have the ability unless it starts to work relatively quick. I have to take what the market is giving me. Otherwise, I will have that word. The shutdown word, and we don't want that because I very rarely end up in those rounds. But I told you guys I was pushing some size here on RGTI. I was looking for that move back higher, but it just faked me out. It waited longer than I could possibly. So there you go. It took a nice haircut on that one. But the Quantum Space Hawk QBTS was my #1 stock on the day, and I didn't trade it. So just got to go back, stick to the guns. We've been trading relatively well for the past little bit. Yeah, I know. I like the under the thing tattoo there. Yeah, I know. Damn.
Yeah, right? Yeah, dude.
Okay, so yeah, sorry.
Taylor Swift who? That's
Taylor
all I
Swift,
got.
yeah, exactly. Taylor Swift who? Travis.
Yeah. Travis. Hint.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, back to bull. I believe they report. Do they report this week? Let me pull up my calendar here to see if they do. I know somebody in the chat was telling me that, so I just want to confirm before I say anything.
You want me to look, Joseph?
Yeah,
I got I got e-signal.
Do you have e-signal?
What's the ticker?
BULL.
BULL.
Yeah.
Joseph, they're reporting May 22nd.
May
post-market,
22nd, so that is
aftermarket.
Thursday. Yeah, so Thursday after the close here, guys. That is going to be bull. I mean, from a daily standpoint, we know when it IPO'd, it just went on an absolute monster run here from all the way from 11 all the way up to 80s, and has now given back at least 80% of that move here. We have to wait for that earnings, so 84% to be exact. We got to wait for those earnings. Otherwise, I would not be looking to get involved in this name personally. I mean, they could have some good numbers, and then you can get a big move to the top side. But just be patient on that. I'll pull up Sebastian. Hopefully you're listening because you've asked. We're also going to take a look at the expected move here. So I'll pull up my my good old trusty expected move platform here. And we're going to take a look at bull to see what we could possibly gauge from an option standpoint. Okay, why you got to embarrass me?
It's so embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Constant embarrassment. It's not even up here. They won't even give it to me. I got to type in something else. Maybe they'll give that to me, and then we'll fake it out here with. And no, they're not going to give it to me there. So yeah, sorry guys, I can't. I was looking for it to give me other names here, but it's not giving me the one for bull. Be patient. Wait for those earnings, and if it does continue to climb higher, then maybe you can look for a continuation play that way, Sharif.
All right, we're doing it live right now on ASST. I'm long 79s. Just wet the beak there at 95s. I'm looking for an eight break and take. So 795 is the high of the day. We've been rejecting off there multiple times. What's operative to me here is not the flat top that's manifesting at 79 or 95, excuse me, is the higher lows that we're seeing on every successive 5-minute candle. All right, now you may get an outlying print that maybe prints a little bit lower than the prior candle. Look for the general pattern. Let's not look on a candle by candle basis. Let's look at the general pattern. Are we generally seeing, when we look at the 5-minute chart, higher lows with that flat top? On ASST, I perceive that we are. So it's up 20%. It's having trouble breaking through 95s, but if history is any guide, we will likely test 8, okay? So I'm going to put my order for a money fill right north of that 8 level, okay? I don't want to put it too far away from 8 so that the spread gets me in trouble and I don't get the print, right? Because it's a bit of a spready name. Right now, don't look at it right now. It's a 1-penny spread, but I've seen it as wide as 15. So we'll see how this cookie ends up crumbling. But I'm long at 79s. I've taken out a couple of outs over here looking for the money fill, ideally north of that $8 area. We're going to keep an eye out on that. Adara did bring to us this news item earlier about Apple, so I didn't have an opportunity to look at it, and here it is now. I'm just going to copy and paste it in my notes so that it's a little bit better looking. I want to review this, guys, because we know WWDC is around the corner. And we know Apple's likely going to be trying to make up for the fiasco, which was the release of Apple Intelligence. It was an absolute fiasco. And I just want to know some of the details. So that's what I'm going to do, looking to, just get those in my notes now. And then I'm going to be reviewing them quick as you like. So here we go. Let's do this. So Apple. Oops, let me zoom in. To let developers use its AI models, a major WWDC unveil is expected. So what's happening? Apple will allow third-party developers to build apps using its Apple Intelligence large language model, starting with the on-device versions. This move will be officially announced at WWDC, taking place on June 9th, and includes new software development kit for their developers. Initially, Apple will not open its cloud-based AI models, only smaller device-side models. Why does this matter? Apple is catching up in generative AI and is looking to unlock developer creativity. We know that. This shift mirrors the original App Store boom, giving developers direct access to Apple's core technology. Danny Ives has been saying this for over a year. He's the one that went on TV and said Apple will likely have an AI App Store for their developers, at least initially, until they get homogenized together. So shout out to Danny Ives getting it right again. Going on to say here, Apple believes this will drive new AI use cases and improve adoption of its AI platform, which has struggled to gain traction. Don't I know it? Expected additions at WWDC, you're going to see an overhauled OS design. We already got word about that for the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac, which is under project named Solarium with a Vision OS-inspired look. I think we got to do something here real quick, Joseph. So yeah, let me know when you.
Absolutely, yeah, we're ready to go here, Sharif. So, Trade the Pool, guys, is redefining what risk means for traders. No more risking your life savings to prove yourself in the market. They give you access to company capital, up to $200,000 to trade real stocks, no CFDs. And your downside is limited to a single one-time fee that starts at just $47. That means no blowing up your personal account. You get to trade with serious buying power, all while knowing your loss is capped. All you have to do is pass the evaluation. And this is it. You're funded. Scan the QR code and get 10% off. Start with Trade the Pool here, guys. And there you go. Scan that QR code.
Tinaman's back, baby.
He's back. He's back. He's live. He's long Tesla. I was trying to short it.
He's $592 in the money.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Did you hit it 10 times? $10 in the money. Give us the trades, brother.
What was that UNH at?
UNH at 350.
315.
315, excuse me. That would have been a big boy. Tesla 344. That's a combined $10 in the money. There it is, baby.
There it is, bang.
It doesn't have to be multiple names. Guys, we took out $8 on ASST. So very happy about this trade over here. I kind of had a feeling that this was going to be a flat top break through that 795. So we're done this trade. Got out at 808. I'll look to get back in if it tests the 10 EMA again. But ASST, we're done this trade. Good look there. Keeping my eye on that one for another opportunity. Hypercube, Sharif. Apple focusing on developer creativity is exciting. Anyone who has developed in the Apple ecosystem knows how clunky their frameworks are. You're not the first person I've heard say that. Funny enough. Thank you for letting me know that. I do appreciate your comment there. Let's go on and see what else they're talking about. There's also going to be AI-powered battery management, and the health app will have a virtual wellness coach. That's launching in 26, though. I wouldn't mind that. That's not that bad. That's pretty smart. Because you can ask chat to make like a full-blown meal plan, workout plan. You can tailor it. You can be like, hey, chat, when I do this, I don't see results. But when I do, like, you can actually have a conversation with like a person with a master's degree or a PhD level. It's crazy.
No, I got GPT to make me a meal plan a couple months ago. I just said, okay, I only want salmon once a month, and then just give me something with chicken and steak for the remaining days.
That's fantastic. And it gives you exactly what you want.
It gives you exactly what you want, So I just said, salmon once a month, give me a 3-month plan, and with using all these things.
All right, upgraded Apple Intents. I don't know what the hell Apple Intents is. Features allowing Siri to control app functions more precisely. Oh, I see what that is. That makes sense. That's coming with the iOS 19, which is slated to be released in the fall. Adara has news for us at the big desk.
I just looked really quickly into this app Intents. As you mentioned it, Sharif said, it's a developer. It's on the developer side of things. Basically, it's a framework to help with functionality to, quote, deeply integrate your app's actions and content with systems experience across platforms. So it's more about, a development and integration feature than anything that I think on the user base, unless you're a developer, you'd probably be interacting with, as far as I can understand. Again, I really quickly Googled this. Speaking of Google, here's Google, GOOGL on watch. They have begun the stream itself. The keynote has not begun for Google, but the stream has. They're playing some nice, cool, relaxing music as we await Google's I.O. event, the keynote at 1 p.m. Eastern in just half an hour. I'll be covering that, of course. Also, we have, keep an eye on MSFT. They had their build event starting yesterday. Today, we have more news from this event. Apparently, Microsoft is going to be adding an AI coding agent from Anthropic to GitHub. So Microsoft in its own event, in addition to Google's event in half an hour, Microsoft announcing they're adding an AI coding agent from Anthropic to GitHub. So you can tell here, MSFT trying to break out on this news. Lots to look at today, guys. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adair. Thank you for clarifying what intents are. I kind of remember that. Like, you could not tell Spotify using Siri to change the next track.
Yeah.
It was the stupidest whatever.
Even using Siri.
That's anti-competitive, in my opinion.
Even using Siri right now is still difficult.
Hot track.
Yeah. It's
like, if
so
you're using
garbage.
it for like the basic stuff, like set my alarm or like remind me about this,
Exactly.
okay, it does the job. But
does your Siri go off on the TTC?
No.
Mine does.
Why?
Everything goes like doo-doo, and then when the lady speaks and says the next stop is.
Why the hell does it go off?
I don't know.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
No, that's never happened to me. Let's keep going here. What's not ready yet? This is what's not going to be coming in. Apple Intelligence has faced issues, including paused news summaries, because it was telling you like the war in Ukraine had come to an end or something. It was spewing garbage. It was incorrect, okay? So good thing that they paused that. They got to get that right. But we know that these LLMs hallucinate. We saw it live in living color on the show. When I asked it about the Nasdaq's best day, it gave me the incorrect information. It hallucinates constantly. So that's going to be a problem with these LLMs. Genmoji sometimes generates misleading icons. I don't know what that means. Is that like 30 or something? Developers currently cannot build custom AI tools with Apple models, only integrate superficial features like writing tools in Genmoji. That will obviously be different now that there's an AI app store of sorts coming. We'll have to see about that. The strategic goals should be pretty self-explanatory. They want to reignite App Store growth, especially now with that 30% break-in that they take off the top from every developer being in question. Let's just call a spade, not a done deal yet, but likely they probably won't be taking the full 30 off the App Store in the coming future. Also, more apps equals more subscription revenue, even as courts challenge Apple's in-app purchase system. And then the Apple is obviously under pressure from competition, like the likes of Chat, Copilot, Claude, Grok, you guys name it. Obviously, Apple very, very late to the party. It's time for them to get their act under.
Okay, so we've known this narrative for Apple for some time. They're not always first, but when they get it right, they get it really.
Yeah, but they don't usually get it this wrong.
Okay,
Joseph.
so and that's what it was going to lead to my next point. Do you think that they're too far behind in this race right now to have the ability to catch up?
No.
Or what they release is just absolutely. Can it be leagues better? It has to be better than what we have right now.
Dog, there's a lot of people on iPhones.
Yeah.
And iPhone, sorry, Adara, 1 second.
I didn't know
iPhones are the #1 phone in North America. Not the world, but in North America, it dominates. So you have all these people on your ecosystem. Get it freaking right.
Get it right.
All those people can have your product on there. And like, it's not excusable. Adara, what's up?
Google actually started the video feed for its I.O. stream. Now, as is typical for I.O. conferences, or if you haven't ever seen one, this is how they usually do it. They have a DJ kind of just play music for half an hour, usually ahead of the keynote. That's what's happening here, but the video stream is live, and the DJ did say that he's playing with the computer, so it seems like this might also be a plug or a connection to the I.O. event itself. Again, in just 30 minutes, we will get that keynote. I'll be covering that live right here for you guys. Also at 1 p.m., we get a treat. We get Caroline Leavitt and the White House press conference. So that's going to be both at 1 p.m. I'm going to be following the Google stream primarily. But of course, if we get any headlines from Caroline Leavitt, I will let you guys know about those promptly. Google, near days highs here. Good look for GeoOGL. Again, that video stream has begun, but Sundar Pichai is not on the stage. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Adara. Did you have more news you wanted to cover?
No,
Okay,
done.
cool.
We're
Yeah,
done
all right, cool. Yeah, thanks. For that.
I'll start the news in a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Jay Lee. So you're looking at some iron condors, SQQs. See, that's the thing about the condor right now, Jay Lee, is that you might get that breakout. If you don't, but we'll still look at it. We'll do the zero. Do you want to do it, Jay Lee? Write it in the chat. Do you want to do the 0 DTE, or do you want to go further dated out? Give me a timeline, and then we'll kind of just construct an iron condor here, just for the fun of it. But okay, so let's look at the bottom of the range. Let's start with that. That short on QBTS was nice, but let's start with the lower end of the range. So that's going to put us at 515, and then we're going to go to the higher end of the range as well. But we want to give ourselves some room, so we'll call it 520. All right, sell the news, Joe, if your birthday. Okay, yeah, a lot of birthdays. Okay, so we're gonna go at 520. It's not funny. 520, 517, 0 DTE, iron condor on the overall market. No, did I say that? Yeah, 521. Okay, we're gonna go 521. That is gonna pay 64 cents. We don't want to be naked on that one. So what we want to do is we're going to go a couple strikes ups just so we can hedge our position and be safe on that front. So we'll sell that for 64. We'll buy the 525s for $6. That's gonna give us a collection of around $59 on there, and then we're gonna go down to 517. And we're gonna collect $21. We'll give it a $5 spread to 512. Yeah, see, it's not even worth it. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, so that's $16. So, I mean, you're collecting around $70 on the 0 DTE. That's not horrible, but that means you need the market to stay within this range, right? So I think it's 1 penny over, then you're going to get assigned if you're short, and then we want to go to the 17. So you do have some more downside protection. That's why you see the calls. They're paying significantly more. All right, so there we go, 517. Go Tesla says Cantina Man as it continuing to climb up there, props it up. So that's your range on that condor, you're going to collect approximately $59 to $60 roughly, we'll call it there. But you need the underlying asset to stay within this range, Jaylee. So there it is. That is your 0 DTE condor, the 521 and the 517. If you stay within that range, you can collect $59 to $60 per contract combination there.
Man, I love how you do that, bro. I mean, you're teaching people without even having a lesson there. Shout out to Joey Options, baby. All right, guys. We're back into ASST. All right, so I got in where I perceive to be some support. This 7.5 area, here we go. I already took a print at 65s, and now I'm waiting at 73s. It's showing me 70. We're long 57, okay? So the idea here is you got a big boy retracement off that 8. Let's just call it an 8 rejection. It got to 8. It spent all of like 2 seconds above $8 and then dropped quick as you like right back down into that 7.5. That's where I got long. I had my order at 55s. It wasn't filling me. I canceled it and I moved up to 57s, okay? Full disclosure, I was looking for 55s. I didn't get it. Now we got 65s out there. Here's the deal. This has to hold up above the volume weighted average price. My only question to myself is here, do I dollar cost average into VWAP? I'm going to say no. I'm going to let this one stop me out below the $0.50, so we risk 7 pennies. And then if it holds up at VWAP, I'll get back in. So simple as that. That's what we're doing right now. Looking for this one to move back up, waiting for the next peak weather at 73s. Here it comes again at 67s. Let's see if this one wants to move up. ASST is the one I'm talking about, up 16.5% on the day, but definitely a little bit off the highs. Now, this is a bit of a spready one at times. Right now, it's an 8 penny spread. Make sure you're accounting for that in how you're taking profit, in how much size you're getting in the spread that you give your stops. Here's what I mean by that. So if you were to put your stop as a limit order, sell to that 7.5 like I did, okay? And you only gave it a 1 penny spread. So you say to the computer, okay, stop me out at $7.49. That's your trigger price, and then your limit price is $7.48. So you've given your stop, your limit stop, a 1 penny spread. Alas, this thing has an 8 penny spread. So what do you think is going to happen there? If there's no liquidity at $7.49, you're not getting filled. And your stop's just going to sit there staring at you, and you staring right back at it, and you're out of the money. So give yourself, if you're using limit orders, if you're not using market orders, give yourself that room to account for the spread. So if the spread is wide at times, like I just said, 8 pennies, then it probably behooves you to give yourself that kind of spread on your stop. So we trigger at 7.49, give it all the way down to 7.41, just so you can have that reassurance that you get printed for your stop. So keeping my eye out on that one. It's zigging, it's zagging. It seems to be having trouble making new highs right now, but I don't feel that bad about it because we're only risking about 7 pennies. Guys, SYTA is the gift that keeps on giving, man. It is right back into that high of the day right now. Where is it at? Why are all these charts moved to the right over here? There we go, right back at that high day, 756, up and to the right it goes. When it lost the 10 exponential moving average between 1140 and 1230, it held up like a glove at the 20. So for whatever reason, this one using the 20 at times and the 10 at other times, doesn't matter though. All I see is higher highs and higher lows on SYTA. Still not involved with that bad boy at the moment. We'll look to get back in possibly at 7. If this one does another 7 retest, I could be a buyer in and around that area. But I want to see how this ASST trade works out first. All right, quickly before we send it back to Joseph, SES. That sub $1 stock we were involved in goes up to a whole 102 and then right back below that dollar. So that's the bad news. The good news is it seems to be holding up above the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. If that's the case, it gets back up above $1, I'm going long. So that's my move right now on these bad boys. SYTA looks the best, but currently we're involved in ASST, Joseph.
Ooh, okay. Bitcoin continuing to climb here, guys. I should have, could have, would have. I got something. But anyways, there's another opportunity to get back into this this QBTS short, especially after this engulfing. I was going off of this indecision print. We punched through that level, but then we just have this random engulfing pattern right here, especially at an extreme high. That can give you an opportunity to get back in, and I would have give you 50 pennies right there, but or 50 cents, whatever you'd like to call it. But we didn't get that. That's okay. And then why didn't I stay long here in IBIT? Is just because I got a scalp right now, right? So if whatever the market's giving me, I'm just slowly taking some off. And if I have a good quality setup, that's going to set me up relatively well. But the Qs are curling over, and this is slightly attractive here, guys. So you can see that we're consistently forming these higher lows, and we're breaking through some resistance zones. One thing that we need is if we get a massive volume signature here, then you might get a green light. I mean, there is this gap to fill here. We've filled up about 60 to 70% of it. Not even really. We haven't even touched it. Right? Yeah, we have. Sorry, we've just breached it, but we've been knocking on that door multiple times, and then there might be a trade from all the way to fill this gap, right? Or maybe it might take a day or two, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 touches. All right, you can go all the way back into the pre-market. Sorry, I'm tripping over myself, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then now on the 6th attempt there, Sharif, we're punching through those resistance zones, and the volume on the 5-minute time frame is slowly starting to pick up. We would want to see buyers step in aggressively so we can climb through those resistance zones, and then hopefully they can act as support. You see Neil put on a trade like that earlier in the day, and we've seen it happen in the likes of Tesla as well. So the market's been moving sideways. This could just be a liquidity grab before we make another move back towards the lower end of the range, but we got to be patient. And if any form of news comes out, then there might be a good opportunity to take a long in the market or whatever direction it displays it. We want a volume spike, and then we're going to look to follow that volume there, Sharif. So that is my game plan, and that's exactly why I'm sitting on my hands right now.
All right, man. Shout out to the Piper. Great look there with another one that I didn't have eyes on, but a respectable move and a respectable chart pattern. QIPT. I don't know how this one eluded me. I'm looking right at it on my scanner there, but you can't have your eyes everywhere. Anyway, it's got all the right ingredients, the Piper. It's above the pre-market high. It's above the volume weighted average price. It's doing everything and then some. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. Now, is this a pre-market high here? No, that is an actual real print. That's a 935 print, $2.20. That is the high of the day. What's the high of this candle right here? Say less. $2.20. So possible area rejection here. Great call by the Piper. Keep my eye out on this one. This could be a good move if we can get it off a key technical level. Now, it's been one of those ones where it's kind of varying in what it's using as support. Sometimes a 10, sometimes a 20. I'll submit to you the money fills I perceive to be a skosh below that 20 penny area. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. Definitely looking to, extract some more here if we can, and we'll do it live for you guys. Here we go again with ASST. Got bottom wick, and here we go, moving right back into that $8 area, Joseph. Let's set up south of 8. I'm going to wait at 97s at kind of a random area, but that's all good. My idea here is if this thing is going to reject 8, now I'm talking about ASST. I've moved on, just in case you guys are wondering what this crazy person is talking about. The reason I'm putting it at 797, if we do get an 8 rejection, and my bias is we have a lot of trouble with 8 because we spent all of like 2 minutes above 8, I want to front run the level for my print. Now, if it can get above and stay above 8, it's a different trade. But I need to see some more proof because that double top at $8.12 where I got out last time, that wasn't a good look. So looking for a 797 print and pop. And then we'll see what we get there.
The old print and pop. The old print and pop there, eh?
The pop and drop, the print and pop.
Oh,
yeah, why not, right?
There, man.
All right, so shout out to the Piper, man. Good call out there. I don't know you, the Piper, as a person who trades small cap gappers, but hey, man, welcome to the club, baby. It's a crazy one. Shout out to the Piper. Obviously, an OG in the chat. All right, what else we got over here? Where's my level 2 on this? You know what? All right, sorry guys, just setting up over here. I want to look at ARQQ because this one we were involved in earlier. And here it comes down again. So a $27 on the penny rejection of the whole dollar level. And here we are, 25.5. This has been a very volatile one, ARQQ that is, but it's been very respectful of the volume weighted average price. Currently VWAP, guys, on my chart, 24.75-ish. It hasn't had respect for that $25 support. It's breached it multiple times. That's where I picked it up last time at that 24.60. That was the volume weighted average price. So I'm looking at ARQQ, interested again on this one if it does come back in to that volume weighted average price. It's obviously in vogue today with Quantum running up a storm, QBTS, ARQQ, QIPT, the gauntlet, baby. They're all running today. It's Quantum's world, Joseph, and we're just living in it, baby. That actually may be true in the future. Who the hell knows, right?
Absolutely, brother.
These quantum computers, we think these AI GPUs are big and they're smart. Oh my God.
Quantum computing.
Oh my God.
So.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that. That's going to be a big.
Yeah, the market's climbing back up here, Sharif.
Okay, I like that. Man.
Yeah, this is not a good sign for the shorts. I am short some TSLA again.
Okay.
That's going to be the last attempt. I don't want to be going against the boys either, right? So that's just how it is, especially with the market climbing higher. Not a good idea. Yeah, absolutely.
I can do it.
There we go. So yeah, I got to hop out of this one here, guys. I'm going to get out of this trade as we're squeezing higher there. Yeah, we want no part of that.
I can do it.
Starting small. Okay, I'm good to go here now, Sharif. Yeah, so let's get that going here, guys. All right, let's listen up. Have you ever entered an order to buy or sell, and the price you get filled at is completely different from what you expected?
Yes.
That's called slippage, Sharif. Slippage happens when you're trading on an older or an underpowered computer, and it costs traders a bundle. So that's why our friends at Easy Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. This guide shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and to avoid slippage. Go ahead and scan the QR code or click the link in the description box to get a free copy of this guide. Easy Trading Computers there, guys. And nice.
Katina Man's getting lit up over here, Joseph.
Yeah, well, he's having a good time. I'm on the opposite side of that trade there. Yeah, it was a long ever since that volume started to step in there, guys. So a good look there on Tesla. Another day, I mean, we've been trading this name to the long side, and it's been doing the exact same thing on multiple occasions. If we zoom out and put up this 5-minute time frame, again, once it breaks this downtrend, it doesn't look back and heads right back towards the opening price. So a really good look there. That's going to be my last attempt on the short on Tesla. Because we were just trading in a range and I had a slight bias to it, but it's clearly not working out. You don't want to fight the trend too much because it's definitely not your friend if you're going against it there.
No, certainly not. Little punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Katina Man's $15 in the money now. He's absolutely printing up a storm on Tesla. Shout out to the Katina Man. He's getting riled up over there, and I happen to like it. Because what's his name was telling me, Mark Susi was telling me as well. UNH just printed the high of the day, guys. Go to the Katina Man screen. $3.22, $322.85. It keeps printing new highs, Katina Man. It looks like you might get to that 325, which was the pre-market high. Somebody was asking me that in the chat, actually, Katina Man, earlier, if I thought UNH would weasel back into that high of the day. Looks like it might over there. Keep your eye on that. The Katina Man was that a pre-gym sesh? Attaboy. There it is, UNH 315. Katina Man, I just got to ask a question, brother. What happened to the branded sticky notes? Poor Fabian just got dragged in for no reason.
Yeah, Fabian.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
the
crazy.
Katina man used to have the sticky note on what's those yellow notepads that were branded Trader TV. I don't know what happened to those.
I don't know.
I happen to like. He's trying to save some money. We're spending about $5 million on Studio 8 over here, so you got to make some cuts. Can't spend $5 on sticky notes. He's telling you how he really feels.
Man, this guy, I swear you waited a couple weeks for the sticky notes to come in off of Amazon.
Did he actually? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember he's had them for a hot minute. That's why.
I don't know. The Amazon sticky note is crazy.
I like it. Joseph, here's what happened on our friend SES. So this one's trying its best to break above a buck. It got to that $1.02, dropped into that 10 EMA, and held up, and attempted again a dollar move. But as I always say, guys, it is a different trade when we are south of that dollar, and it's having a lot of trouble taking it on a decisive basis right now, 10 EMA or not. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this one. But it's QIPT that I want to weasel into over here. We're going to take off QBTS, QIPT. Shout out to the Piper for pointing that one out. Yeah, a good hold there. And it looks like we could be on our way up for some more highs if this one continues. $2.20, the high of the day. It did reject into that 210. I'm going long over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put prior bar low. So prior bar low takes me down into that 209. I can handle that. So we'll go like that, and then we'll set up some beak wetters in anticipation of a high day break. So I'm going to keep my eye on that, like I'm keeping my eye on ASST over here as it struggles to get back above into that $8 area. We've got 57s on. It's having a lot of trouble taking out 90. Got into 87 at the best. I already told you guys I've kept my stop super tight on this one. Anything below 50 pennies, we're going to risk 7 pennies here for to try to make some more. So looking for that hold of 50 penny area. I happen to like that area support given how much we rejected off it in the earlier trading day.
Wow, Tesla.
What's Tesla doing now?
Still going, yeah. It's still squeezing here. Yeah, it's
Blasting.
this blast off here with Tesla. Yeah, so getting aggressive is this name. Yeah, so don't be shorting this right now, guys. Don't do what I did. Most definitely. We got a couple moves on it, but I mean it's nothing. You can see just the defense on it. The strength is there, and you don't want to be going against these strong names right here.
This may reassure investors over here. Your friend Elon made some statements.
Yeah.
Oh, you already know about this one?
I heard it. Yeah, so he's only going to
Adara
be
brought this?
over in Washington for a couple
you did.
of days.
She already did. Thank you, Adara, for that. I didn't see it. So I'm just going to reiterate it for those who didn't hear it since I've got it up right now. Elon Musk said today that he plans to significantly cut political spending and is committed to staying on as Tesla CEO for another 5 years, aiming to address concerns about balancing his role at the automaker with his involvement in the Trump administration. We already kind of got a little bit of, obviously, a look at what he's been doing. He's obviously kind of dropped off the face of Washington. And I think, much to the delight of Tesla shareholders who may have liked some of his government involvement, but they didn't like the price action that came with the stock, with his involvement in politics. That just happens to be a side effect. Adair, what more can you tell us?
So for one, Sharif, Tesla and Elon Musk are not done today because Elon Musk is set to give an interview at 2 p.m. David Faber, CNBC. So keep an eye on CNBC and keep an eye on this. We'll have to wait and see what David Faber gets out of Elon. But we know today he did, as Sharif just mentioned there, he talked about politics. He talked about Tesla. He also said that he doesn't really see SpaceX moving into weapons at this time. We know he's previously denied any and all reports suggesting that he is involved with the Golden Dome, specifically with any of his companies. But it is worth noting Golden Dome, we are expecting an announcement of that at 3 p.m. So keep an eye on these regardless. Also, the main reason I wanted to talk to you guys right now is Google. GOOGL. The DJ I mentioned earlier has now left the stage. And as I alluded to earlier, he was using these Google and AI products to DJ. So pretty cool there. Now it's a blank screen once again, or just a moving screen once again as we await the stream to open back up, or the camera to open back up, and hopefully see CEO Sundar Pichai to kick off I/O 2025. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Adara, there, guys. So another big move up here in Tesla. You can see attempt one here. We were patient. It's constructed a new high, and they were looking for that move to the downside, but just started to squeeze there. So Not going to be fighting this any longer. I like QUBT the way it's setting up, but again, as it's curling over, my risk would be just above the volume-weighted average price. But I believe that's just too far away, right? So that's when you're initially wrong. Excuse me, is above this resistance zone, and you would be punching in right there. So it's best to wait for a pullback there. And on some other names, I mean, we're really extended here, so I don't want to be chasing or anything along those lines to the individual who was saying that's exactly why you have to just wait for those setups. You got to be precise on what's going on. I told you that I don't have much risk left, so I can't just be a cowboy and just going gung-ho. That's not the case. So that's why you're seeing me more precise. I'm scalping out positions, and because I took a bigger swing on RGTI this morning, so that's just me being completely frank with you guys, as I always am. But that's why. Like, you'll see me scalping. I usually try to hold on for the whole trend. I just don't have the ability to do so right now, Sharif.
All right, guys. Did you ever see that video where our friend Tim Walz said he's given a speech after the election? And he's like, he's telling everybody to look at Tesla stock. Yeah. And he says when he's feeling down on the day, Joseph, when when things aren't going his way,
he just looks at Tesla.
He looks at Tesla stock, and for some reason, it buoyed his because
mood. He's probably in it from 10 years ago.
No, I think he wants it the other way. He wants it to go down,
he wants
down,
it to go
baby.
Down, no street in a.
You think he's got it up on his phone right now?
He's looking at it?
Check it.
Yeah, well, we got to call him up and ask.
Come on, Tim.
So.
Tim, how's Tesla stock doing, Tim?
Tim.
What's going on over there, Tim?
Yeah, well, me and Timmy are sitting in the same room here because.
Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to read that one in the chat, but that was funny.
Who said it?
No, don't read it, Joseph. Right. Don't do it. Guys, I do realize that Lucid is up bigly today, 10% to the tune of 10%. Let's look at it. There's really no catalyst. I did look. I don't know if Adira has anything on Lucid. I doubt it. I don't see anything of note here on my blotter. Looks like some substantial insider sales may have come in. I don't know if they're Lucid related. Just keeping my eye out on that. No real headline today. Just having a look at my blotter again. Just allow me a moment here. In any event, Lucid has been a great looker. 10%, looking to work its way up into $3, 10.5% that I should say. This is the 5-minute on LCID, and as you can see, the majority of the prints do find support at that 10 EMA. It looks like a little bit over here, a couple of breakdowns below the 10, but that was earlier trading at around 10.15, and they all held up at VWAP. $3 incoming though, so be careful with that. Adira, what more can you tell us?
So it looks like on Friday, at least what I'm seeing online, I'm not seeing this on Benzinga, mind you, but when you look up Lucid online, one of the biggest things here is apparently they've actually have their Gravity SUV starting production. So apparently with the Gravity SUV starting production on Friday, the stock's been on watch since then. I wish I had a more concrete headline for you guys, but that seems to be why this stock is on watch as of right now. Google this event, set to start in 4 minutes. Still listening to some music here on the stream, so stay tuned. Keep an eye on GOOGL. Back to you.
Katina May is yelling, "Get it, Google!" And we're going to echo that sentiment, Joseph.
Let's see what it's.
Do you know what? You know what we could do now that Adira brought us that headline about the Gravity? Ooh. You know what kind of segment we've done around here in the past?
Want to build it, baby? Let's build it.
An EV, maybe slated today. Build that Gravity. I happen to love the Gravity SUV.
Look at Google here. Go there.
Yeah, have a look
you
at
like
Google.
the Gravity? I haven't seen it. I'm excited to build this thing
SUV,
here. Yeah. I think that's the thing here. Let me touch on as you pull it up there, Sharif. So let's see if we can build this Gravity. I don't know.
Absolutely. Allow me just a second to do that over here.
So yeah, I mean, if we can crack through this resistance zone, your boy sold some Google right there. I don't know if I was a part of that rage selling or anything along those lines. My guy Tom Lee likes to refer to, but I was definitely in the rage selling with Tesla. Just due to outright frustration, and we sold it down here in the 36s, in the 40s, and then now we're trading over $100 higher than where I got out of that trade. But I mean, if you want to talk about, this guy, if you want to talk about still possibly getting in at a discount, we are 30% off of those all-time highs. So I mean, there's a lot of these names that you can grab at these levels, and with the likes of Google, so it may not be too late. Okay. Right? You can just slowly start to grab them. Our ad libs are crazy on the show.
It's just the way it works, bro.
Just the way it works.
That's why we're a good team, man. Because we make everybody chuckle. All right, let's do this.
Are you ready? Yeah,
I'm ready, baby.
19% off of the all-time highs on Google too. So.
All right, let's get everybody ready too.
Okay, are they ready?
I want to show. We're gonna build it in Canada, guys.
All right, Canada.
And the reason I'm gonna build it in Canada because I want to give you guys an idea of how much we get rinsed on this side of the border. Okay?
Your car.
Rinsed is like an understatement, man. For cars, for gas, it's a 24-hour rinsing on this side of the border. Let's do it. So we're gonna design. We're gonna hit design. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So Joseph,
I'm good.
We haven't added anything yet.
I'm good with the way we're starting off right now. We haven't added anything.
We haven't added anything, and the price.
Yeah.
A thrifty. $134,500. A bargain, Katina man. And we may have to stop. We may have to stop. Randy's
Rivian. It's a
yeah,
Lucid.
we didn't check in with Randy if we could build an EV or not on the midday. Randy, are you looking at these prices, bro? What the hell is happening over here? 135,000 base, Randy.
Go buy a Porsche.
Buy a Porsche. Man, he's speaking sense.
Yeah.
He's speaking sense.
Go buy
I don't know what
Porsche.
the hell is happening over here, but that's the way it
Who's
is.
buying this? All right, let's get into this
It's a
thing.
three-row SUV, so it's like a van substitute. So if you're a family, you're likely looking at something
you need this.
like this,
I'm
right?
still. If I'm a family, I'm still looking at the Porsche.
There he is. There's
Porsche.
my guy. There's my guy. Randy, we're gonna do it live. We're gonna build it. This is the first time we've ever built an EV with Randy in the corner over here. So yeah, we're doing it. Randy, what color are we getting, baby? Are we going Abyss Black? Or are we gonna go Stellar White? Aurora Green? Quantum Gray.
Quantum. Go with the Quantum. Go with the
Quantum's
Quantum
moving
Gray.
today.
Yeah, go
Randy,
with the
so we gotta go
Gray.
Quantum Gray.
White, but
I love
Got to
it.
go with the Quantum Gray now.
All right, now what are we gonna do with appearance? Stealth appearance, platinum appearance, or stealth?
Stealth.
Platinum's gonna cost us $1,500. Stealth comes included. Let's look at the
going with
difference.
platinum.
So we click that platinum. All of a sudden, we got platinum accents. How you feeling about it? I like the stealth a little bit better. I'm gonna have to go with that. So, all right. So now what are we riding on, Joes? Are we riding on 20s, 21s? Or 22s. You know how I feel.
We're going twos. We're going twos.
Go big or freaking go home.
How much is that gonna add us?
$4,800, Joseph. Okay. Now let's let everybody know. The bigger the wheels, Randy, on EVs, the worse the range. Is that correct? Generally, because they're less aerodynamic.
there's yes and no. There's a bunch of things at play there.
Okay.
But it's probably minimal.
Fair. You heard it from the OG's mouth.
Minimal.
All right, we're gonna go on interior, Randy. What do we got here? So now we got different colors. Oh, this is a beautiful.
I saw
Look
this
at
at
that
the auto
interior.
show,
I like that.
and it was
Look at that
gorgeous.
interior. I know you did, man.
It was fantastic.
I personally like dark exterior on light interior, or vice versa. You're the same.
On light and light, but I mean.
So are we going Yosemite, Pure Lux Premium, or are we going Tahoe leather?
Let's see the Tahoe.
I'm gonna go Tahoe. I like that tan, man. That
you like
sand.
that tan?
You know, I'm from
White.
the sand. I'm the land of the sand, so you know I have an affinity for sand.
Yeah.
Keynote is starting. Should we go to Adara? Okay. It just started. Guys, just going to show them super quick, Randy, the side chart over here. I do have it up. Do it where? There it is. Okay. Here we go. Okay, it's not live for me. There we go. So keynote is starting, guys. Just show this. There's an introduction and the whole so we will be covering that live. Adara is at the big desk. We got everything under control there. So we're gonna get you guys that in a second. Let's continue building this bad boy though. So we going white or we going tan?
White.
White? Okay. All right.
Going white.
Let's move down. Seating options. We get in that third row, Randy, or we're gonna do it single life?
So this is a, I don't know.
Because it's gonna cost us $4,000.
I don't need the third row.
Neither
don't
do
think
I.
Unless you're a family
Put
of
it up there.
5
Let's
plus.
see what it looks. Let's see what it looks like.
I think the
first.
cargo space was.
Get rid of it.
Did you see how quickly he flipped the switch there? Get rid of it. So Joseph,
That's a no
these
for
fold
Joe.
down, by the way.
Yeah.
So they fold down out of sight, right? All right, let's go. I don't want to spend $4,000 if I don't have to. Options. All right, now it gets crazy. So now we're looking at the self-drive system, 9300.
We gotta add that.
9300, that's like FSD.
And then we're going with the upgraded stereo.
We're going with the upgrade, so that's going to be 9300.
Yep.
And then we're going to add 4100
Yep.
for their surreal sound dynamic handling package.
Maybe we don't need that, but we're gonna add it anyways because we're ballers.
This guy is killing me. All right.
That's the pothole finder package.
Are you kidding me? Because I buy that in a heartbeat, given how many tires I've had to change.
Yes.
Technology package. There's a power package for $850, a technology package upgrade for $4,400. We're clicking that, Randy. And then The comfort package, oh, that's nice of them to include it. A very thrifty, Randy, $166,700. We haven't even paid that 13%. I don't even know what to call it anymore. HST sales tax, we call it all over here on that. What does that take us to? Let's find out.
I don't want to know.
What's 166,700 multiplied by 1.13? 188,371 out the door, Randy. $200,000 car. I'd rather buy a used Urus.
I'd rather buy a Porsche.
You can't get a used
Yeah, 19s.
A 19?
Yeah, 2019 with like 40,000. It's like 180, 190,000. Yeah.
I'm going with the, but then
I get
what's
an
your
Urus
oil
in a
change
second.
on that though?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
So you gotta
This is ridiculous, is it not?
You know
this
what?
is ridiculous.
Nope.
All right, Adara has got more information on the Google thing. We're sending it to her. Sorry.
Right now, it looks kind of like sell of the moves. We get this move sharply to the downside as Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google, begins his comments. Right now, all he's really done is pun. He said yesterday was the start of Gemini season, but it's always Gemini season at Google. So that's really all that's happened so far. I'm keeping an eye on this conference. Of course, I'll let you guys know if there's any updates. Right now, though, nothing of note has been said. He just kicked off. Back to you.
Well, exactly, right? Yeah, look, Lucid is, I got to give Lucid their dues. Now, we kind of crapped on them over here about the price, but let's give them their due.
Nice car.
They are a no compromise type build. Is that correct? Like, literally everything has to be full.
They've done well. I mean, the way it's been designed, the way it's been presented, the way it impresses upon first sight.
Right.
You get into this thing, which I didn't. It was roped off when I was there. But just the touch and the look and the feel of this is premium. Okay?
It's ridiculous.
How many other SUVs are out there in this price range? There are lots. There are many more than you think there are. Okay, and so here we are. It's a premium segment, premium platform. You expect a range and the performance. You expect build quality.
Yep, it's
And
828 horsepower too, you know.
Do you need that to get back and forth to work?
You don't.
But some people will go,
bring the family around.
But to be fair, look at this, Randy. 650 kilometers of range. That's well above average. I think that's better than most Teslas out there, right? Would that be fair? Most Model Ys and Model Xs,
yes.
right? So yeah, I mean, like, it's a good car. I don't mean to crap on it, but Randy, these are prohibitive prices, man. This is like affordable by 2 or 3% of the population.
like I said, go
Canada
price out the new electric Escalade and tell me what you think, because you're in the same neck of the woods.
Fair enough.
Right,
Fair enough.
That's where we are.
That's fair.
Premium SUV, premium package, premium design.
And you're gonna, you're gonna have to ante up.
They
Ante
do
up.
sell.
Say that again.
They do sell.
They do sell, yeah, of course, and they'll likely be sold out for some time. They're not slated to deliver anything. You can order them in Canada now, but they're not delivering till the fall.
Right. Pre-production started last October.
It did, yeah, and they did like a whole thing, right, where they were
They
delivering.
go through crash safety and all the other regulatory things they have to do, and then we're into production. So, what the volumes are going to look like, we'll find out, on the next report.
Right.
And to see what they've actually produced, they've got to do quality control checks and all the rest of it.
Right.
Once deliveries start, then the rubber hits the proverbial road, and we'll see what sales are actually.
And to be fair, even like give them their fair due as well. All right, Randy, your mic is having problems, so we're going to cut it short a little bit. But the Chilean Nightmare is coming in hot right there. But seriously, though, guys, a lot of the car reviewers, like the Doug Dumoros, the Marquise Brownlees, they're all giving this this SUV like big boy thumbs up. It's not something that's being spoken badly about, Randy. It's being well received by car reviewers, and these guys.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, so the car is good. The car is fantastic. And by the way, can I, Assassino, can I show this over here? So this, Randy, this is a touch screen. So I can swipe everything that's here onto this screen and vice versa. So I can have different tiles on this screen here, and then I can have different information. And then this over here, there's even more touch screen items there. So it's like just full digitization with touch.
I'm a little bit frenetic about reaching around the steering wheel for touchiness. I like keeping my hands on the wheel.
That's a valid point.
In lieu of buttons, but there's a bit of an ergonomic thing there.
Well, Bitcoin,
I agree,
Bitcoin's breaking out here, guys.
All right, Adara has information for us on the Google I/O event, guys.
up with the Google I.O. event. Sundar Pichai has made like a lot of puns, but nothing really at this point super huge, just saying they've made a lot of updates since this time last year. SoundHound I have up here, it's not really moving, but Bloomberg reporting that DoorDash is ending its AI voice ordering products. Just keep an eye here. Fed's Musla making some comments as well, saying that if trade tensions are durably de-escalated, inflation could head back to target. But right now, Fed's Muslim, like a lot of these Feds, very concerned about the impact of tariffs on inflation and the uncertainty of monetary policies in general. X is the other one here on watch, U.S. Steel. Keep an eye on this one. We do have Nippon Steel coming out here and saying that they're pledging U.S. Steel revival in their final pitch to Trump. And they also said here, if I can find the headline, lots of headlines floating around here. They basically said that if they're able to acquire the entirety of U.S. Steel, that they think they can contribute quite a lot to their profit. They actually requested as well a meeting with Scott Bessent, U.S. Treasury Secretary, with regards to this deal. So that is, keep an eye on X here. Lots of things to keep an eye on today, guys. Back to you.
Badira, and can I just show this super quick, guys? Sundar on the stage. They're talking about Gemini. They're talking about bringing generative AI into search. Shout out to the OG Sundar. Right now, this is a big event for Google, man. I mean, I talked about it in the morning, Joseph, that we might get some AR stuff. We're definitely going to get some Gemini stuff. And you and I talked about this, bro. They haven't monetized a penny on their LLMs yet.
No.
To come.
So yeah, I mean, I think that search is really big. Brandon and I were talking about it as well too. He said that you can see on Google the search, the Gemini. I was looking for it. I couldn't see it displayed, to be honest with you, because you know how on Bing you can just pull it up and then you have the Copilot icon right there. I was looking for something along those lines on Google, maybe a bit behind, but I couldn't find it. So I want them to get something along those lines. I'm sick of having to click multiple links, especially on certain questions. Again, if it has the ability to diversify, it's like, okay, what are the best restaurants in the city? Okay, give me a list of links. But if I'm asking you a specific question, I don't want a list of links. I just want a direct answer.
Yeah, you have to tell it. You have to tell it. It'd be like, when I want a yes or no answer, I tell it. Give me a yes or no answer. I don't want this detailed, like nuanced stuff if I'm looking for a straight answer. But then that means that you got to type that in, which takes longer, obviously, right?
So let's see if they can get it going.
Negative prompt.
No.
So Chile Nightmare is in my ear right now. So, okay. So basically, Fabian's saying this negative prompt is instead of you prompting it, you're telling it what to avoid, what not to do, Fabian? Yeah. What not to do, essentially. That's actually quite clever. And I know Brendo has been doing a prompt engineering course as well in order to really kind of get the best out of the LLM. And that's available, obviously, on Udemy and other different online learning platforms as well. So if that's something that interests you, obviously, have at it. But my experience has been with the day-to-day interactions that we're using with these LLMs. I use them in the morning every day for the morning rundown, to get everything ready, to summarize news articles, to kind of, even for the infographics that I use at the Big Desk, I use a different AI website for that. So I'm using AI.
Wow, Sharif, look at Bitcoin go here.
Where are we at, Joseph?
Yeah, we're now right back up to those highs.
Why are we moving
Yeah, it doesn't matter why, brother. We're just moving. It doesn't even matter why. So look, we're now past some of these double tops here that we've seen in the post market yesterday and continuing to climb. There is a long to be had. Yeah, we were in this name not too long ago, but yeah, there we go. Daniel, our Bitcoin's running. Chris Donnelly, Bitcoin is running. Skull, my guy, I told you what's going on with this name. We are making that push for the all-time high. This is the move. We're going to continue to climb higher. I'm hearing we're going to get some news with the Dara here momentarily, but a big-time look here on IBIT, guys.
Keep an eye here on GeoOGL. I think by far right now, as so far, the biggest thing that's come out of this conference is Google Beam. Sundar Pichai announced this is the AI-first video communications platform. So Google Beam, it's going to be their AI-first video communications platform. Also, Sundar Pichai saying at I.O. that apparently there are 400 million monthly active users for Gemini app. As mentioned, Sundar Pichai did declare that Gemini season is always in fashion at Google. Back to you.
I mean, the Google phone, it does have that AI where it's, did you ever see that
Pixel?
one commercial? Yeah, where it's like, okay, where did I put my glasses? And it'll tell you.
That's pretty cool,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
It's also kind of eerie, maybe a little bit, but it's also,
look, bro,
it's cool.
if you want wicked features, you're going to have to give up some privacy.
Exactly,
and that's the
right?
thing, right?
So it's just like, where did I put my glasses? It's like, oh, you left them over here on the desk. But yeah, I mean, there we go, guys. Google not doing too much. You can see it displayed here on the chart. You got a little volatility spike. That volume stepped in here, but now we're just moving sideways. But what we want to focus on here, guys, is IBIT. Bitcoin continuing to climb. This is what we want to see is positive. Sharif, I believe we're into the 107s now here, my friend. As we climb into the mid 60s, I talked about a high level of open interest at those levels, and now we got that momentum and volume, and now we're blowing past that. So whoever's offside on those 60 strikes is not having a good time and having to cover possibly, and then that's where you can see we're getting this squeeze type price action here in Bitcoin. This is a really good look. I would like us to break through some of these key resistance zones. One thing that I would note, I'll pull it up on a daily standpoint, is that I wanted to see a pullback here. So like you get a pullback with a wick and then some good solid buying pressure, but it's like, we're stronger than that. We're going to continue to move higher. Now sitting on top of this range, breaking through those resistance zones and about to tap into 61.76. That's the all-time high here in IBIT. The all-time high in Bitcoin is slightly higher because this happened when Bitcoin wasn't trading. It was a Saturday evening or a Sunday morning or something along those lines. But you can see it here now reflected in the price. We're climbing higher and Google is tanking there, my friend.
Are you guys listening to the event? Are you? Are you guys listening to the event? And that shadow thing, what was that, Katina, man?
Basically, just say, oh, it's that, a dump truck.
Okay.
Oh, it's a convertible.
Okay, so it's got image detection. So Gemini rolling out image detection. So you point it, I think we've seen this before. You point it at something, but like, what is this? It tells you what it is. It uses the camera, obviously AI, in order to be able to get all that. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Adara's got more information for us at the big desk.
Basically what that was, it's called Gemini Live, and what they did was they intentionally had someone say wrong things to Gemini, ask them, oh, what is this limo, when it's a garbage truck, right? And then the Gemini would correct them and be like, oh, that's not you. The case with the shadow was this woman was filming her own shadow, and she's like, who is following me? And Gemini Live said, that's your shadow. So for anyone wondering the context of that, that's all it was. Gemini Live apparently so good at visual detection, they're gonna actually correct the user when they say the wrong thing, as evidenced by that staged video we just saw there. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. And there you go, using the pixel to kind of just take advantage of what's going on around you. I'm long RGTI. Google's starting to pull back. I like the way that RGTI is slowly starting to curl over. I am in at the top of the range, starting extremely small. I told you risk measures are tight. So we're looking for this to kind of break out here, continuously constructing higher lows. That is a positive sign. But if it breaks down, then we might be on the wrong end of this trade. But let's pull up Google because that's all what we want to talk about right now. It is most definitely in place. So you see we got that volume spike to the top side, and then now we got it to the downside as well here too, guys. So a lot of sideways price action. Wait for this conference to be over, and then maybe you can look to get involved that way. Right now you might get caught in the odd volatility spike. So whether you're long or short right there, that wouldn't be fun, especially if you have tight risk measures. The volume did step in, so hopefully it can find a direction there relatively soon. So yeah, so let's see what we got going on. RGTI not doing exactly what I want. I tried it earlier in the day as well too, so it wasn't stronger like QBTS, so more of a sympathy play on that one. I'll pull back up RGTI just to see what we got going on, but Bitcoin really strong, pulling back in here as well too, guys. So yeah, let's patient. Let's see if we can, this 1206 level can hold here on RGTI. If not, then that's okay. We'll just take a small haircut on this one and look for something else because, I mean, the space is strong. I believe we're in the right area. We're looking, so just depending if if our timing is correct, etc. So yeah, I mean, Ryan Davis, let's go. I mean, it may not work out, so it is what it is. We'll be patient to see what we can cook up here for you guys. And if it does start to work, then we'll most definitely be adding to the position as well too, guys. So yeah, let's go Bitcoin. Are we still hovering around those areas? Yeah, we're still pushing around those highs, guys. And you can see the volume supporting this move. It most definitely stepped in as we broke through this resistance zone right here. You can see that volume start to kick in, and then you get these two massive candles classifying this as a genuine move, and this is exactly what you would want to be displayed. That is A++, especially for breakout traders. That's what you want to look for. So unfortunate that we missed out on that trade. I mean, we were long within this range here, and then we got that move past here, but then this pullback kind of stopped us out, and then we never got back in, which we should have. But lesson learned, it's only one day, right? It's Tuesday. Yesterday we had a good day putting on some nice trades with you yesterday, and then today we're like, okay, quantum space, let's get back into those neck of the woods. And we tried to swing heavy on some RGTI, and it just didn't work out for us. So yeah, there we are. It's starting to break down a little bit more. I'm not going to give it too much more risk here, guys. That could be classified as a failed breakout. The volume wasn't there, and there wasn't enough demand as we climbed higher. So there we go. 12. We'll just hop out of that trade. No worries, just a little paper cut on that one there, Sheree.
All right, guys, in a couple of positions over here, QIPT, let's talk about this one first. This has got a $2.20 high of the day. The issue with this one is it's been rejecting 220 over and over and over. Let's look at that pre-market or that 935 high. That's $2.20. How about that one right at 1240, $2.20, and this one, $2.20. So it could be a good flat top break candidate. QIPT, the one I'm talking about, up a very respectable 56 2/3%, running with the other quantum names like ARQQ, QBTS, etc. Okay, took one print on it. I'm long at 14s, looking for the next print at 21s. So that's trade number one. Trade number two, ASST. I perceive this one as another flat top possible break here. Kind of the levels are a bit varying. I would say to you 90 is the level. Now, it's been hanging up out around here, 90, 91, but it's not decisively breaking through. I've had this profit taker here waiting at 97s for a while, man, since I got in essentially at 12:30. So almost an hour, wow, 50 minutes. I've been holding this position, and that still hasn't broken. That's the bad side, obviously, that we have that resistance level. The good side, from what I see here, is an umpteen amount of higher lows. Okay, most of the candles from my entry onwards have been higher lows, as you can see there. Up and to the right it goes, but that flat top break and an elusive feat for the moment. We'll see how this cookie ends up crumbling, but I'm looking here for a move above 8. Now, we were briefly above $8.12 the high, but we had a double top on the candles on the 5-minute at 12.20 and 12.25, and then we quickly broke back down. As quickly as we got above 8, as quickly as we tanked all the way back down to 7.50. So that tells you to expect resistance at $8. So make sure you're accounting for that if you're going to trade this and you're looking for that decisive break above 8. So that's what I'm doing right now, guys. I'm keeping my eye out on that. And then I have no idea what's going on with SES over here. So I punched long into this at 94 pennies. We took it out above $1. I'm trying to get in again, and it's giving me errors, telling me gateway issues, which is kind of bizarre, because usually when we have that, that means it's blocked in our system. But this one obviously is not, because we were involved in it earlier. So I'm going to have to issue a ticket or something to see what the situation is with this one.
We got an ad read there, man.
We got an ad read. Oh, my bad. I'm not plugged in, my boy.
Okay, momentarily here. Just so yeah, I mean, continue where you're going in, but just sorry, I didn't know you weren't
I wasn't plugged in. Yeah, go ahead, Joseph.
Yeah, well, it's not that time just yet, but we're getting close, guys. Only a minute away here. I know you're going over some things, but we got Bitcoin that's still relatively strong. Google is now pulling back into the volume-weighted average price. I'm out of RGTI. I told you guys at 12s, I'll get out of that. I was looking for the continuation of the breakout. This is what happens when you buy the top of the range and the volume isn't supporting that breakout. You eventually get stopped out in the middle of the range. So you want to buy at the lows here and then look for that move back to the top. So yeah, let's see if we can continue this strength here in Bitcoin. I love seeing this now into 107s. Really nice, beautiful move here. The long-term portfolio is loving this. Sharif, we're right back to where we started there, my friend.
I got news on that.
Yeah. So yeah, we're having a good time with that one, and we're still holding on to some of the swing position as well too. Just because I'm sticking with the thesis that that this is the break of that all-time high and we head into new price discovery. But all right, guys, listen up. In sports playing, flexibility is everything. At ProfitX, you can see the order book just like a financial exchange. Pick your spot and customize the odds to fit your risk. Why settle for a single offered price when you can set your own? Plus, our own mobile interface makes it easy to play on the go. ProfitX, where you can call all the shots anytime, anywhere. Users can use code TraderTV to get our sign-up offer of 2% cash back on up to $300. big ones there, guys. All right, so yeah, really good out here on RGTI. As you can see, it took another leg lower and heading back to the lower half of this range there, guys. So yeah, good out there. Still have a couple of shots left. I'm just waiting for a precise entry. Let's see if Google prints a 5-minute indecision. There might be a potential long there with our risk profile defined. You can just use the break of the volume weighted average price. So we'll wait for this 5-minute print to come in, and then we'll assess from that standpoint. The market's starting to pull in as well too, guys. Running into the pre-market highs and then just absolutely rejecting it. So a good rejection right there, guys. Okay, so Jay Lee, now there you go. There's your condor. All right, so there's your QQQ 0-day 0 DTE condor right there. We couldn't break 2095, multiple touches of that zone. We had that condor from 521 to 517. So as long as the Qs close within that range, you get to have a profitable trade, and it looks like it might here on the day, unless we get a big volume spike, Sharif.
Yes, sir. I'm keeping my eye on SYTA as well. I mean, it has really been working up nicely into the highs. There it is, yes. We were done this trade at $7.30. Here it is. Wow, what a spike up. It just took out 740, no problem. Now it's at 775. So SYTA just had a new a new high day vis-a-vis that price spike. Now the tape is getting crazy right now on SYTA. So let's watch this. Let's see if it's a breakout trade. It hasn't been a breakout trade all day. It's been a stair-step trade. Now it's getting nuts. Here we go, 790 now. Here comes 8. So SYTA really hitting the gas here. The second we turned to the trading screen on it. Does it reject 8? 793 high a day, dipping back down into 80. Is this going to be a topping tail candle, or is this a micro pullback to be bought up in anticipation of an 8 touch and bump? Let's see what we get here. Yeah, 94%. This is a respectable move, man. What a nice flat top break through 760 there. It feels like it's been the day for flat top breaks. We'll have to wait and see right now. I don't want to punch in at 8, okay? I want to pull back. If I can get something at 750, 760, that makes a lot more sense to me than punching in at the highs, guys. So great look for SYTA over here. Unsure how to approach this, though, okay, at this level. So I'm just going to steer clear of it if I don't have a good read as to what it's going to do around 8, or if I'm just too close to that area of resistance, I'm going to steer clear of it. I will do this, though. I will set up a dip trade for that 760 retracement. That's going to be my move. I'm going to wait at the 2/3 of a dollar, a little bit lower than 2/3 for a possible money fill. We're going to give this one the old college try. Now, it may absolutely run without us. That is fine with me. We're going to keep an eye out on this one. Fantastic look, though, for SYTA. Almost 100% winner on the day. And it hasn't been much of a bamboozler. Like, maybe I shouldn't say that, because now it'll bamboozle us all, right? I'll jinx it. But to be fair to it, though, it hasn't had wide range per candle. It hasn't had bamboozlement in the sense that once it takes out a key level, it tanks to the downside. It's been a steady stair-step up, incremental move up kind of stock. And they're kind of few and far between in the world of small cap gappers. Usually there's ample bamboozlement in these bad boys. So here we go. We're gonna leave that order the way it is. If it fills, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, better luck next time for me. The other one we got on right now, QIPT, knocking the door 20s. That's at the high of the day again. I expect resistance here. We're gonna set up another beak wetter north to take advantage of any big boy prints. We're gonna throw that out, see what we get there. It's this one though. ASST that is starting to concern me. So I was talking about a flat top break on this one with that 790-ish, low 90s being that area hold. Now we're starting to get that rounded top. That's not what I want to see, because now we're getting lower highs and lower lows. That ain't the move here. So if we don't get a move and a bounce off that 20 exponential like we got at around, sorry, Adair, 1 second, 1230 and 1235, I'm out of this one. Even though I'm in the money on it, I'll be out because I don't like it. Adair, what's up?
Keep an eye here on these defense names. I have Palantir up here. We know Donald Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth are set to make an announcement at 3 p.m. Now, Politico actually reporting here that apparently that investment or that announcement is going to involve a $25 billion here in funding or investment here for the Golden Dome. So Donald Trump, according to Politico, likely to announce a $25 billion investment or funding here for the Golden Dome. Back to you.
Yo, 100%. 100. He can say all he wants, right? Like, we'll see. Look, man.
You can't persuade him with money because
Yeah,
Black
but
man.
yeah,
doesn't
that's a good
care.
point, Joseph. I mean, he said that. We'll see if he. Golden Dome, right? Obviously, it's going to be a lot of rockets involved in that, and Elon has said he doesn't want anything to do with that. He said, you know, he denied reports that he was involved. We'll have to wait and see. What do you think, Fabian? You think he involves himself in the military side of things, or he stays clear? You're not answering the question. He will. He says he probably will. I happen to agree with you, Fabian. This may not have anything to do with anything, but when the Biden administration was pressing him, oh, how come you're not hiring asylum seekers? And he's like, well, because we're classified under national security because we make rockets and stuff like that. We can't legally hire asylum seekers. So the government, in one sense, was telling him he couldn't do it. And then the other side, they were suing him for not hiring asylum seekers. And so the whole point is to say that industry is obviously very sensitive. It's and rockets, well, they carry ICBMs, baby, intercontinental ballistic missiles and warheads and stuff like that. So whether or not he can remain out of it, we'll have to wait and see. He says he doesn't want to get involved, but we'll see.
Time will tell, right? He says that now. He could obviously change his mind, but you never know what he's going to be up to. Yeah, QBTS starting to pull back as well too, guys. Bitcoin looking like it wants to take another leg higher. It's such a bad chase. But your boy's going for it here. Let's see if we can get involved in some IBIT. We are involved, I should say. So we're playing that crack here of this previous high. Just a pure momentum play. I mean, you can see we're only positive about 0.7 here on the session, so there could be some room to run. I mean, we missed a big opportunity on it earlier in the day. You can see we're in at 59.80s there, and now we're trading significantly higher than that. So, yeah, that's definitely a missed opportunity. It is what it is, guys. We'll see if we can continue this. I mean, if we're going to break out, we're going to break out, and Bitcoin can really get the ball rolling. I mean, we're only up about 0.7 on the session, so if it decides that it wants to get going, I'm going to be here. I'm positioned relatively well in this, but again, I'm sorry, I take that back. I'm not positioned that well, but if it's going to go, then we can get that parabolic type price action, then I'll be okay. So any move to the top side, you can see the strength in the time of sales as well, too. I want you guys to focus on that. I'll scroll down even, so that's a positive sign. We're seeing signs of strength, and that's exactly what we need in order for this move to be sustained and continue to the top side there, Sharif. So.
Top side? All right, we're in SYTA. I took a couple of prints to the top side, but it's going to have to hold 790. So we're long at 07s. We could give back a little bit here if it loses that 90, which it feels like it might. There is a buyer at 90. Yeah, we just got stopped out. It's okay. We did a little bit of de-risking. No worries. I think I might have kept a bit of a tight stop there. We'll see. We'll see. I might get back involved in this one. But, yeah, that's basically the first L on the day today. So that's
okay.
kinda,
all right, I see.
Yeah, well, it had to happen. You know what I mean? So that's what it is right there. Yeah, I did kind of feel that this one was breakout prone, but we got a topping tail into 817, and here we go. I'm still leaving this order active because I still like that flat top break in the like low 60s, high 50s. We'll see if this one wants to even fill, and if it fills, whether we get stopped out or not. So the 10 exponential on the 5 is at 759. So I'll be looking for that to hold up, right? I'm not going to be looking at DCA into that. Secondly, over here, we're getting QIPT rejecting 220 again. So I'm going to be keeping my eye very closely on the 20 exponential over here for a loss of the 20 exponential. But what I really want to hold on to is QIPT because it's put in umpteen amount of higher lows with that same $2.27 flat top break. We'll have to see if that ends up holding or not, what the situation is going to be. Here comes SYTA into 8 again. It's got the same area low on the two candles. So the candle, the topping tail at 125 and this candle at 130 all have the same area low of 76. Sorry, I'm just looking over. Why isn't it showing me that low of this candle here? So weird. 76 and 75 essentially. So basically holding up at the $0.75. I'm talking about SYTA. So let's see if it continues to hold up there. Now, if I can get in here, I can give it to the $0.75, right? Because it's already shown you its intention to hold up there. No, but I'm trying to decide whether I want to get in here or not. Yeah, I mean, I could get in, and we could have a tight stop below 70. No, I'm going to let this one set up. I like my dip trade at 60 a little bit better. Let's let this one, if it goes without me, it goes without me. So be it. So I'm going to keep my eye on this. So I'm still going to leave the trade here active for that 760 dip trade. looks like it wants to go, though, possibly into the high 80s, low 90s here and retake 8. But, yeah, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not gonna chase this one. All right, what else are we doing over here? We're still holding ASST, looking for that breakthrough 90. Did hold up at the 20, it looks like. And now this current 5-minute candle has a new high. So the doji candle that just closed at 125 is exactly what I said it is. It's a doji candle, and it actually went yellow. On my charts, yellow means that the same closing price and the same opening price, so essentially flat, okay? So that's a doji candle on ASST on the 5, okay? That's what I'm looking at there. Oh, wow, SYTA is going to go, Joseph. It looks like it's going to go. Here it is, right back above 8 again. Dang it. Yeah, I screwed up on that one. Yeah, sometimes DCAing works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, obviously it didn't. So let's see if it can clear 8 with any gusto. If it does, we'll get back in with this one.
That's all trading, man. Sometimes it works. Sometimes
People are yelling about edible again.
Edible?
People are really excited for my birthday there, huh?
EDBLE, yeah, everyone's really hyped up. I'm not talking about eggs over here.
No,
Yeah.
for once,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. For
once, we're talking about food.
Yeah, I mean, here we go. Big time. This is just a gap in kind of our data there, guys, but I'm pretty sure I'll pull it up on another chart so we can take a look at it. EDBO, yeah. Come on, Bitcoin. Take a nice little move out. EDBO.
Go edible.
Come on. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm
Ryan Davis asking why we're not talking about Google. Google's going.
Google's
What's going
really
on there,
tanking
Katina, man?
here, guys. Something was
Google's
said.
tanking.
Yeah, Google's tanking. Here it is, Google. Taking a big time dive to the downside here, guys. Adios, Google. Something was said.
That
they
orange
don't like
woman.
it. Which you have to
That
say. We're going
orange
to go over
woman's
to it there
tanking
right
Google.
now, guys.
Yeah, I'm really not hearing anything from Google or seeing anything on Google to explain this move. It does kind of just look like a bit of a sell the move accelerated here, unless I see or hear anything differently. One thing I will say about the market, though, is Fed's Muslim still talking. He's generally been pretty cautious, and he just said here that apparently the long-term inflation expectations do remain anchored. Another thing I want to mention here for GOOGL that was said at this conference, I highly doubt this has to do with the drop, but they're basically going to be enhancing their search engine with new AI capabilities, so that's going to be on watch. That came out earlier today. Again, if I see anything specific from this event, I'll let you know, but I'm listening, I'm watching, and I'm seeing X, and there's nothing to suggest that this is a Google-specific move or that it has to do with the event. Back to you.
Gemini diffusion.
Wow.
I mean, it just looks like it's a code writer for you. Like we've seen this so many, like Lovable. There's so many out there. Claude is good at it. There's so many AI adjacent names that can code for you now. So Google, obviously,
Wow. Google.
What's going on? Yeah, talk about it, baby.
It's like, look at this massive engulfing candle right here, guys. As you break through the volume weighted average price and then the momentum just absolutely picks up here and continuing to bleed is Google, guys. So yeah, just be patient. If you're looking for that long, you want to zoom in and see what the lower time frames are telling you. If you get any indecision prints, this is some waterfall type price action here, Sharif. So there might be a potential opportunity for a turnaround. You just got to be patient enough and wait for those candles to come out and display itself. So yeah, there you go. Big time dumpery here on Google. As my guy Neil would like to say, it rugged over here. So yeah, Tank City 101 in GOOGL, brother.
Yes, sir. All right, guys.
So there it is. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah.
Do your thing.
Do you have a CE?
It's okay. This is important.
Okay, yeah. So this isn't as isolated as we would want to see, but if we get an indecision print, a couple of candles more to the downside, and then we get that indecision hammer at the lows, then you might get a small bounce in this underlying streak. Sorry.
Well said, Joseph.
Yeah.
All right, guys, new traders, listen up. First month, it's free. That's right. We're waiving the fees so you can trade smarter, not harder, Katina, man. But they got to upgrade to that elite experience in order for them to analyze, strategize, and then hopefully after that, they'll capitalize on their platform that has everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, and game-changing charts. You can predict better as well with that backtesting tool, a solid one, reliable, real-time data, global markets literally at the tips of your fingers. It's an all-in-one platform, guys, so do not miss out and execute your best trades now. Ready and only if you're ready to elevate your trading. Scan that QR code or click the link in the description. Shout out to the great folks at eSignal. Where's Ozan when you need him, though, man? I mean, I don't even know where he is. Call him, Katina, man.
There he is. Call him right now.
There he is. Well, he's coming right after that. He sees that. It's like,
he was...
It's the bat signal. A lot better than the
signal.
example that I was going to use. Thank you for saying that so that I don't get in trouble.
Throw up the other bat. Throw up the other bat signal there, brother. Yeah.
Where? Oh, I remember that one. Ah.
Sharice's birthday.
My birthday. EDBL, best stock around here, baby.
Go.
No, I'm kidding, guys. We're having a good time. Still keeping an eye on the Google event. That's a guy from DeepMind, right, Adira? That gentleman on the stage right now. I think that's the DeepMind guy you were telling me about earlier. So yeah, he's still up there. It looks like they're talking about some games, AlphaGo, this, that, and the other, Alpha Star. So it looks like Genie 2. They're talking about different games right now. So we'll keep you guys apprised of that. But while I keep you guys apprised of that, let me keep you apprised of this. SYTA is right back above $8. It's doing the dance with absolutely no underwear or pants. So we're going to get long here. Looking for that dip trade into the low 90s. We got it here. Let's see if we can get long. It's not filling me because the spread is a little bit wider. It might go without me over here. Let's keep an eye out on that. Looking for a dip into the low 90s. It's got higher lows right now. It is defended 75. So I can keep a tight stop into that 75 penny area. It's not letting me in. All right, so that's the situation. Let's see if it can dip down a little bit more. I think I'm going to look for some money fills, maybe a little bit down here, get some money fills in the high 80s if we're able to. There it is. Can we get the fill, please? Oh, man, it just won't give me the fill. All right, that's fine. We're going to pack our patience. So SYTA, looking here very awfully, I want to say, indecisive. There's 4 candles of indecision that have manifested around $8 right now. 4. Basically starting from that candle at around 125, each and every single one has been a very small-bodied candle with bigger upper and lower wicks. Okay, so that's the situation we see right now with SYTA. It's up 94%. So let's keep an eye out on this one. It is losing the bid a little bit here. I did cancel my order, so I didn't get long. Let's see what this one does. Now, as I mentioned, it has a double bottom at around 75, right around that $0.75. That's a candle at 125 and 130. We're holding that high right now because we're still holding mid-80s. But we're rejecting 8. That's the important part. Every time we come up into that $8 level, we're being met with a lot of aggressive selling. So what's the move here? Are we going to lose the bid? I canceled my orders at 760 because it wasn't even coming close to that. So I got to tell you, Joseph, I don't really have a good read on this one, man, especially at this $8 area. What's going on over there, Joseph?
No, you just asked me. Say,
oh,
Joe, what's up? Say, oh, wow.
All right,
we're going with Dara. We're going with Dara.
Keep an eye here on YOU. Yes, that's the ticker. It's called Clear Secure. They're an American tech company, and they do biometric travel document verification systems. So yeah, biometric travel identity verification. We're seeing some comments here coming from the acting TSA administrator saying that the agency could consider privatization and that nothing's off the table. With that in mind, YOU, which again, they do a lot of this biometric identification work, they're pushing to the upside on that story, though they are already giving up some of that move. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara.
Krista B, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Shout out
Chalet Nightmare.
Oh,
and we got Assassino back up there,
Soulja
bro.
Boy there.
Okay.
I thought you were going to shout out Soulja Boy there with that.
Soulja Boy.
With that you.
Yeah. Superman now. You can't. YouTube gets very upset. Neil's like...
Yeah, I mean, you can't be...
And right he is. Soulja Boy.
But yeah, I mean, guys, thank you, Krista. Krista, thanks for pointing out this Robinhood here. We're now at 65.
Get it, Krista.
I think we're knocking on the door of all-time high here, if we're not. Yeah, see, I mean, come on. Shreve, you know what I'm about to say right now.
Double top?
Katina Man's got Palantir. Your boy's got Robinhood. And we're like in this. Yeah, what a big-time comeback here off of these lows. I mean, trading at $29 here. Dang. So you're getting over 100% return in a span of 43 days. So from April to where we're currently sitting at right now. This is a really good look here. 120% from this low all the way where we're currently trading at. What a great name. I'm happy to have been grabbing this throughout this pullback here. I mentioned this. I wish if I had the ability to switch one of my picks, I think I would go with Robinhood. I don't know, but we got what we got. But yeah, fantastic name. So shout out Vlad over there. We like him. Yeah, I mean, he's been doing a great, fantastic job. Gold membership and everything. I talk about how the increase on the platform has just been coming out quarter over quarter, and especially in the likes of the crypto transactions as well. I believe 2 quarters ago, it reported a 700% increase in crypto transactions, which is just, as soon as I seen that number, Sharif, okay, so it was something along that, it was a 98% quarter over quarter increase in options activity. There was about a 70% increase in users on the platform, 700% increase in crypto transactions. As soon as I seen those numbers, I'm like, buy, right? Yeah, you had to wait for it.
Can I say something to you, though? It used to be the laughing stock, correct?
Absolutely.
Like, if you were trading on Robinhood during COVID, you're like, oh,
you don't know anything about trading.
Yeah, that's not the case anymore, is it? Right? Like,
not whatsoever. No. I mean, like, during that GME, someone in the chat mentioned it the other time, too. During that GME craze, it was probably the most hated brokerage on the planet. So now it's being one of the most favorite and taken amongst the youth.
I'm not going to name any names, but I was asking some people at the floor over here if they were going to switch to Robinhood now that they've acquired WonderFi and they're going to weasel into Canada. And the person I asked was like, absolutely not.
No.
Because they're still remembering what happened.
That may take some time to get past that.
He knows I'm talking about him. I love it. Hey, I didn't name you, brother, because I didn't know if you want me to say that. But hey,
names, but I shout out to
the Chilean nightmare.
It rhymes with nightmare.
Yeah, but it rhymes with nightmare. Shout out to 2 New York cents. He's dropping cash in the chat, baby. $5 banger. Reads as follows: Road SYTA from the lows to around $8. 500 shares. It's my best swing trade ever, my man. That sounds like a banger on your part.
On what stock?
On SYTA, this bad boy over here.
500 big ones.
500 shares, man. Rode basically from the lows to $8. That's what we call a big boy trade. Shout out to you, 2 New York cents, man. Could not be happier for you, especially since you had the compunction and the guts to hold some of these small cap gappers overnight. I don't have it. So shout out to you, my man. Hope you're printing up multiple storms and keep us surprised of the trade. Great one there, Joseph. All right. We got in over here. I'm happy I didn't punch long into SYT at these levels, but we got a wick into the 10 EMA, and now it's aggressively moving up. Oh, the tape's getting crazy again, Joseph. Oh, boy. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to go long over here. Here, come what may. We're going to set up for some beak wetters right there, and then we're going to wait north of 8. Okay, so the deal is I will look to defend that 10 EMA, which is at 770, 769. So let's go ahead. Boom! We're already taking out the levels. Let's see. Can we take out 8? Can we take out 8? Big size here at 99s. So we just did weasel into that level. Let's go ahead and look for some money fills a little bit below that level. I'm going to wait in the 80s. So let's go ahead like that, and we're going to wait at 85s for a possible money fill there. Now we got 93s on, showing me 95s. Can't shake 8 though. 8 has been a hard road to hoe on SYTA, even though it's got an 817 high of the day. Got a ton of topping tail candles all around 8. That doesn't happen by accident, baby. So we're going to keep an eye out on this one. 99s now showing up, a big size. About 400 lots, give or take, at 99s. It's what's at 8, and maybe a little bit above 8, at 801, 802. That concerns me. We can't shake 8 right now, so I'm going to keep an eye out on this one to see if we can get that big boy move to the high side. Again, I've got a dip trade in the mid-80s for some money fills in case this one retraces to the downside, Joseph. So that's what I'm doing right now, keeping my eye on SYTA.
Sweeping LH. I love how you call it biddy, too. I think that's funny. Bitcoin. There's
it is jokes.
Let's go biddy. Let's go biddy.
That's not what that means, though, right? In like street language.
Slang? No,
it's not what it means at all. You want to tell them or no?
No, we're not gonna go down those lines. I don't know if that's more Toronto slang.
I don't know if it is. I know what it means, though.
I mean, why?
Yeah,
it is what it is. I think it's more Toronto. This guy.
I don't know, bro. That's what my friends say all the time. Like, I don't know. That's what they call it.
That's what they call it. I wouldn't know about that anyway.
Lies. He's lying right in front of all of you guys with a straight face.
No, but see, the thing is, though, I feel like it is more Toronto slang from the feedback that we're getting
Makes sense. Because I haven't heard it too
from
many
the chat.
places elsewhere,
And I
to be
guess
honest with you,
it was definitely a word that we used when I was in my probably late teens to early 20s. So, boom, let's go, my brother.
Go,
my brother. Go. Bitcoin go a big pop right there. You can see we're in. This is not a good in. I'll be straight up with you guys. I'll tell you when it's a good position or when it's not. So it's not the best, but I'm going to take 33% off of this little pop right here and just leave the rest for a runner here, guys, to see if we can continue climb. Just chipping, brother. Just chipping away, and that's what we got to do. So there's plenty of opportunities to add here, but just not that day here, guys. But the nice pop there in Bitcoin, now up about 0.8%, continuing to climb. I would bet that we're closer to the higher end of that 107. So I'll pull up spot itself to see what we got going on. Oh, that's not what we want. We'll pull it up here. Okay, so yeah, 106.33s. So that's not horrible. We'll take it, Sharif. I know you and I will take that most definitely as we continue to climb. I mean, we're only $3,000 off of those all-time highs. We'll pull up spot to see what we got going on from a daily standpoint. So now we're only probably about 1% or so off of it. This was 108. Yeah, we're not even going to be around that. So
107.32. That's the highest. Are you seeing those wicks too?
I've seen those wicks.
Yeah, those are BS wicks.
Yeah, I don't know how genuine they are.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we're just knocking on the door there, my friend. Just about 3% off of those all-time highs. It's not going to take much for this thing to really get going. One thing I will note is that I wanted to see a liquidity grab here and then a momentum play for the push through that. But I mean, if mass liquidations start happening and you crack these all-time highs, I bet a lot of people are going to start to get stopped out. That is going to be the shorts, and then you can just start that squeeze to the top side and then head into those teens. So I mean, you got plenty of time on your side, Sharif. It only takes a 1 or 2 solid sessions for us to get to that 1 1/4 there.
Oh, stop teasing me, bro. This guy, every morning I come in. You know what he says to me? I accept payment in Bitcoin, cash, everything.
All forms of payment.
Every morning, I got to deal with that.
Bank.
This guy, bro, unreal.
Accepting all forms.
I love it.
Oh, you know what? It's funny. So we were talking about this the other day. It's like when you're trading well, things just happen to work out for you. And I was telling Sharif about some calls that I bought a while ago, and I forgot to cancel the sell order. And then I get a notification on my phone last week, and now I'm short. I was short NVDA calls at a specific strike, and I'm like, no, I don't want this. But then NVDA just flushes, and I close the position. I'm like, man, when the money's flowing, it's just flowing, even when you don't even mean it to. But yeah, that was not fun, being short some
Whatever,
NVDA
baby, that's
calls.
money in
Yeah,
your pocket now.
we'll take it. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So yeah, that's it. I'm still in this IBIT trade here. Let's see if we can continue to grind and break through this 60-50 level.
Sundar has weaseled his way back onto the stage. They're talking about, what are they talking about? Still AI there. He's getting a round of applause from the folks there. So Sundar Pichai back on the stage, the CEO of Google, obviously rolling out to everyone in the US. What is this? Gemini 2.0 to search. They're bringing Gemini 2.5 to search. You were just talking about that.
Yeah, Brandon was pretty.
But you know, this is normal for them to do split testing. Like that's big in advertising, right? Like, so you release whatever new product you have to like one cohort of individuals.
Yep.
You don't release it to the other. You kind of get the feedback, whether or not it's being well received, and then you have like a full release for everybody.
More refined, release there.
So we'll have to see how this all ends up doing. But yeah, man, I think, you know, the recent price action on Google was a little unfair. I waxed poetic about that a couple of days ago or last week or whatever. I still think this company is excellent. You know, maybe search doesn't dominate in the way that it did before, where they had like 90-some-odd% market share. But I don't really think that that's the move anymore, guys. I think that we're kind of moving beyond that at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see what this whole thing does. And they haven't monetized Gemini. They just said they have 450 million monthly active users for Gemini. So that's plenty. Obviously, it's not what Google search has, obviously, but
or GPT has.
Or no, GPT is best in class.
Wasn't it the fastest? It was the fastest growing app of all time.
Yeah, I gotta give, like, look, I haven't used Gemini in a hot minute, to be fair. So the new Gemini I haven't used, but GPT, when I was using Gemini, is superior. To Gemini.
I don't want that.
I haven't used Gemini 2.5. I want to let you guys, remind you guys as well, there is this little website here, Assassino, if we can do this, AI Studio. .google.com, right there. AIstudio.google.com. You go to this bad boy, you get all their GPTs, 2.0, 2.0 Flash, and then there's a bunch of different ones. There's Gemini 2.5 as well, right there. You've got Gemini 1.5, so you guys can play around with all of them, and it shows you what they're good for, how much the input is, best for coding, reasoning, multimodal reasoning, use cases. You just mouse over and it gives you all that information. So that's the website right there, aistudio.google.com, unless, you know, if you go to Gemini, normally this is what you see. You just see the regular Gemini, even though you can choose from stuff over here. But this is like the big boy one, the more developer-focused
This is
one.
my issue, though, Sharif.
Go.
I guess we can't do picture-in-picture. So this is Microsoft Edge, right?
Okay.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? Boom,
course, yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
What about
And then, yeah, well, I mean, look at this. It's much more appealing. You got all these news headlines. I want to use Copilot. Copilot's right there. And then let me pull up Google. Like, it's like, come on. I don't know. We don't want that.
Google.com. Oh, Joe, you're going to dox yourself, my boy.
I know, we don't want that. but this here, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you see what I'm getting at here? Is like, okay, where's the Gemini? Like, where can I find something? You know what I
Looking
mean?
for that Google News.
Yeah,
you want
or
all
something.
The good stuff there.
This just isn't appealing to me anymore.
I respect that, man.
Yeah.
I respect your opinion on
Yeah.
that. Like, you've been an avid Copilot user. I went through a stint where I used what's it called? Edge.
What does doxed even mean? I don't even know. What that
Doxing,
means.
which like you reveal your information.
Oh, I didn't
Prad
even know.
used to say it all the time. I have
okay,
no
shut
idea.
up, Bradley. Well, there you go, my Gmail account, so you can see that I watch. Let's see, that's not even my other one there, guys.
Is that the work one?
No.
Okay, well,
no.
The work one would have been better, Joseph.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like, not the personal one.
Yeah, well, no, I don't even use that one. I just used it. I used to follow this guy on YouTube. His name was Slide Skills, because I would just like work on PowerPoint and like learn cool features. So that is the only reason why I made that one. So there's nothing relevant in there. So you can do whatever you want, I guess, with that one. But please don't, obviously. But I mean, don't do whatever you want. But yeah, there it is, guys. We're still sitting in this IBIT. We took another 10% off as we continue to climb. We punched into that 60-50. I mean, we're pretty extended right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a pullback. But yeah, it is what it is. I still have over 50% of the position. If I get stopped out break even, then not much I can do about that.
Esky, chill out, bro. All right, guys. SYTA still holding this bad boy. Just got a beak wetter there. I got the money fill in the mid 80s. Just took out some in front of 8. It's weaseling right back into that $8 level. I've got 85s on at the moment. It's got higher lows, okay? That's what's keeping me really optimistic about the trade, the higher low situation with a possible flat top through 8. I get that we broke the flat top. We got to 817, but it was quite fleeting. As you can see, it didn't hang out above 8 for much time at all. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm keeping my eye on this one. Here comes 798. Can we weasel up into 8? My next profit taker's at 810. Maybe I should move that down a little bit. That 10 penny level could get rejected, as you know, some people could be posting there. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on right now. SYTA still obviously have QIPT on. I'm still waiting for a 220 break there. That hasn't happened. QIPT has been rejecting $2.20 almost all morning. Okay, it's at 218 right now. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Also, ASST is on the way up. So I did flatten out on this one because I didn't like the look of this one's jib, but it kept found support at 770. I only found that out after. So this one, here comes $8 again on ASST. So be on the lookout here, 812 high. If it can take out 8, it can easily get above that 812. But I'll submit to you guys, we had a lot of trouble taking out 8 in the past little while, from basically 1 o'clock till now. Adira, what's up?
Just be aware here, Google announcing the pricing for its AI Ultra subscription. So this is apparently for AI power users, and it is $250 a month. So $249.99 a month for Google's monthly AI Ultra subscription for AI power users. Again, that subscription is going to be $250 a month. Back to you.
Be very similar to Chat's crazy version as well. I think it's 200 to 250, not the regular paid version. That's $20 US. I'm talking about that other one that Chat has, which is supposed to be for coders and professionals or whatever. So very similar look there. I don't know whether the products are the same or not. Yeah, we'll be obviously reviewing that in the days to come. All right, D. Westermeyer, he's back. Been away, brother. Any thoughts on my new training? Should I try it? So D, it was quite early today when Neil was telling me, tag me again, brother, or DM me. Let me know exactly what you're doing. Be nuanced about it, though, so that I can really get a full picture of what your goal is here and what you're actually doing. And then I'm just going to give you my honest opinion. Shout out to D. Westermeyer, baby. Adair.
I did look in really quickly here into the differences between the ChatGPT higher level subscription and the Google higher level subscription. Again, this is just a quick Google search that I did, so take that as you will. But so Google, we're seeing more info coming out. AI Ultra subscription, $250 a month, but it includes 30 terabytes of storage, ad-free YouTube, and early feature access. Over $250, guys, you're not just getting AI. You're also getting 30 terabytes of storage and ad-free YouTube, which is, of course, a pretty big deal. ChatGPT, about $50 less per month, $200 per month for the comparable subscription. Obviously, you're also not getting that YouTube access or storage, but you are getting this O1 Pro mode, which basically uses more computing power for better responses and expanded access to OpenAI's AI models and tools. And it's also designed for power users, much like the Google model. So basically, the ChatGPT model, to summarize it, is cheaper, but the Google model a bit more expensive, but you get access to more than just AI. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. And I want to mention something else. That I think that Gemini, if Chat, GPT, the pre-training and then the after-training as well, wasn't trained on YouTube, which I have great suspicion about. I think they probably were. If that is in fact the case, that they weren't trained on YouTube videos, imagine how much better Gemini will be if they can actually train on YouTube videos. Think about that. That's a decided advantage if you own the IP. And we've seen this play out in court, Joseph. I think it was the New York Times or the Washington Post or some sort of newspaper subscription sued Chat and said, you trained your model on our news articles, where's our money at? Ooh. Right? That's the thing.
I mean, if we talk about from a data standpoint, we know that Google has the most out of all of these competitors, right? From Google search and everything along those lines. I just don't understand. Like, I don't personally use Llama. I just think it could be significantly better, in my opinion.
And your boy Zuck is advertising like crazy on CNBC and CNN through like a
Gemini.
No, he's not. It's not even Facebook. It's like It's like an innocuous name like AI America or something like that. Really? And it's all funded by Facebook, basically trying to get everybody or the American public to be pro-technology companies so that they're not regulated as much by elected representatives. And he's financing this thing huge. It's basically the large language model open source of America or something like that, man. I had to do a deep dive to find out who was actually financing. And they're constantly advertising on television. So, you know, there he is. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. SYTA just broke 8, but now it zigged and zagged. So this is the first time it's been above 8 for a hot minute. I'm still holding some here. I'm looking for the next BQuetter at 810s. It's, again, having lots of trouble with 8. Should I be getting out some here? That's kind of the question I always have to myself, that it's had so much trouble. I'm going to pack my patience on this one. I'd like to get something a little bit above 8, 810, front running that 817 high. So I'm not going to take it out. Sad that this money dip trade here didn't fill either. And the reason I won't want to take it out is just been so respectful of that higher low situation with that flat top, essentially being that $8 area. So let's see if we can get back above 8. We were only above it by a couple of shekels, no decisive break of $8. Here we are at 8 again, okay? And we're not clearing it again. 1 penny spread now. Hey, I didn't even see you. No, it's tightened up a little bit there on the spread, Randy, but can't shake that seller at 8 or that profit taker at 8. They're just too stubborn with too much money and too much size there. So we can't really shake that $8 area. Up 100% though, not a respectable, not a bad move at all. I'm just worried that this thing turns on me, Joseph. So what's Rivian? Let's look up Rivian. Rivian's having a good day, man. So is Lucid.
I like this little corner thing here that we got going on now.
Yeah, Solana.
Solana up.
Tina man be pumped about that. Rivian, not bad, bro. What are we at for Rivian? Randy, we're up 4.5%. 17. Let's look at that daily. Let's figure out what the daily's doing. This is what I was saying to somebody the other day. I'm like, all I saw here, Randy, let's flip to the weekly.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sharif. Guys, apparently the subtitles from the Google thing are still up. I don't know if we can take that off. It's on the
yeah,
screen.
some people are complaining.
Yeah.
Randy, look at this. Lower high, lower high, lower high. You see where I'm going? Lower high, lower high. Boom.
Big break.
What I want to see, take out that $20 area and then look at this, Randy. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Do we have a trend change now, man?
Ooh,
on Rivian.
So. Yeah.
A smidge. You heard it from the man himself. A smidge of a trend change. Hey! No, seriously though, let's talk real. We're not going to wait for the R2 to do crazy numbers before we punch in. The market's forward looking. It's a discounting mechanism. There's going to be big boy people buying in anticipation of an R2 scaling. So, you know, that's, I think, what moves the needle. Let's be real about it. The majority of people cannot afford the R1S and the R1T. It's a very expensive car for most people. So the R12 is the one that moves the needle, at least en masse, right? He doesn't have a mic on at the moment, so he's basically saying yes. And so we'll have to wait and see how Rivian does. It's definitely not one that I've ever held, but a company that I very much. Randy's holding. He's holding the position.
What are you in it? When are you in it? From February?
10/22.
All right,
10/22.
bang, let's go. We know who drinks are on now for Sharif's birthday.
81 shares. I love it.
To
I
be
love
exact.
it. There it is,
There you
baby.
go, to be exact, 81.
Well,
That was
you know
the
what?
play.
Let's see if it
There
might be a
is.
10 bagger. You never know. You never know, man. If it goes back to the
10-bagger,
high,
bro?
bro,
Yeah, that is.
you never know. Katina, man, have you remember the highs on this one? Let's show everyone the highs.
Yeah.
The IPO was the high.
$180. How much would we have to get up? Let's find out, Katina, man. Neil's like, these guys are talking about the highs? No. Let's see. So to get to the high,
Oh,
Randy.
you're almost there.
So that literally is a 10-bagger.
Yeah,
It literally would have to
almost
be a
there,
10-bagger
man.
to get to the highs. Like, I didn't actually make that up.
All right, I'm in on some Rivian too now. I guess it's too late now.
939%. We got to ascend, Randy, to get back into that, the week high there of November 15th. That is the week, Randy, that your friend Jerome Powell said that inflation wasn't transitory, and we all know what happened in 2022 after that. Oh, Jerome is right. He giveth and he
Late.
taketh away.
Too late, Jerome. Too late.
All right. Oh,
Yeah. There was big
dude,
time.
have you
guys
noticed
know
what time it is?
Yeah. Oh,
I have
trust me.
no idea what time it is,
Sharif,
dude.
I've been counting
I'm
every
sitting-
second.
Why?
Big minutes over here for the boys. They owe us that.
What are you even saying right now? I was having a great
No,
time.
trust me. I've been just letting Sharif cook off over here.
Yeah?
And I've just been banking these OT
wow.
minutes for the boys over here. So don't forget. We're gonna
had
run it.
no
We're gonna
idea,
run it for
Katina,
another
man. I had
10
no
seconds
idea.
anyway. So
All
we got
right.
4 minutes of overtime here. I mean, there we go. They're not happy about it. But hey, players got to play, man. Shooters got to shoot. I stayed in the game throughout the whole session. So yeah, let's see what we got going on. 4 big minutes of OT for your.
There it is, guys. All right, guys. The big kahunas are on this side. I'll see everybody at the green screen quick as you like. Remember, Google I/O event happening. Adara at the big desk. We'll be bringing you all the news. See ya.
There you go.
So first of all, there is no overtime. And we don't want to talk about overtime, okay? Well,
These guys want us
OT
to-
is a bit of a sore subject.